Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of the worst days in American history, but perhaps one of the best days for Donald Trump. If we're going to look at the silver lining here, this could not have been scripted better. There is someone who did lose their life, so I want to point that out. I mean, other than the shooter. But listen, that person's sacrifice may have just won Donald Trump the election. So, this is a difficult day. I think a lot of people are sitting there saying, look, we knew this was going to happen, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But man, if I were to try to write something like this, Trump got nicked in the ear. He's bleeding. Obviously, probably most of you have already seen the images. What a triumphant image for Donald Trump. And, look, this is if you combine this with everything else that's happened, with the momentum that's happened, Trump wins this election. That's how we see this going right now. So this is really good news for America at the end of the day. That's my takeaway from all of this right now. But the fact that we've actually had to get to this point, to me, is very sad. And it's like Jason has been saying for a very long time, it has to get worse before it gets better. This is about as bad as it can get. I mean, we've said for a long time, there's nothing else they can do other than assassination at this point, right? They've tried to impeach Donald Trump. They've tried to stop him from being able to run, from being able to get his name on the ballot. And they've even put him through a sham court case to try to stop him from running for president. The only thing they could do was assassination. We've all talked about this. We've all been really very concerned about this. And thank God he only got nicked in the ear. But you know what? What's great about this, you guys? They can no longer call Trump Hitler on MSNBC, on CNN. They can no longer call him the evil fascist and all this kind of garbage, because that is why this happened. They always talk about, words are violence. Words are violence. Well, yeah, you know what? Actually, now they've proven themselves right. They've proven themselves right. And I do want to hear from you guys. We're getting some super chats in real quick. I'm going to read these in just a minute. But first, I want to get Jason's initial take on this. Jason, what are you thinking?
We've officially won. Trump has officially won the presidency with this.
Yeah, that was my immediate tweet. I immediately tweeted, we just won. Trump just won.
We have a martyr. Poor guy got that was killed today. And this also proves that the left, the Democrats, are the violent people in this country. They're the violent ones. They're the ones that are out to kill their opponents, the people they don't like. And like you said, Chris, who's to blame for this? The media. They put, like, if you make somebody out to be the second coming of Hitler, what do you think some people are going to do? Some people are going to think they're doing the right thing by doing this, So, it's screwed up, and so many screwed up things about this. I have so many things that I've noticed. First off, I think the Secret Service, I'll give them some points, but I think they were kind of slow when the shots came out, when the shots rang out.
This is wild.
Not only that, how is a guy on a roof? I
heard gun, reports, visibly crawling on the roof with a gun. Yeah.
My wife sent me a text saying that some people were telling the Secret Service, and they were just walking around, not the Secret Service, like cops and stuff, and they were just walking around. Like, I don't know. We can't say for sure 100%.
Jason, you know what Trump needs? Trump needs triple the Secret Service protection. If they do not triple his Secret Service protection by tomorrow, there is something deeply wrong here.
Yep.
Like, how did they not check the roofs around where he was giving this?
That's what pisses me off. But I mean, thank God. I think God is truly watching over Trump, man. not I also want to say, like, people, this is the first shot in the war. You know, and I
Yeah.
don't care what people think, what YouTube says or anything, but this is the first shots of the war, which I've said we are in a war. You know, it hasn't been a shooting war, but right now this is the first shot. So
Yep, this is look. All right, let's go ahead and look real quick at some of these super chats, because I do want to hear what you guys have to say. If you have something to say, throw us a super chat and we'll read it here during the live stream. Levi Ackerman writes, "Yes, but it's the PTA moms who are the real terrorists." Yeah, they're that's such a great point. You know, the FBI, they're looking into moms, they're looking into Catholics, they're looking into, you know, conservative groups. They're saying, oh, you know, the MAGA extremists are the dangerous ones. This is the irony of all of this, right? The, you know, leftist politicians and the media keep saying, and the FBI itself, you know, Chris Wray, they keep coming out and saying, oh, it's the Trump supporters that are the dangerous ones. You guys are the dangerous ones. You know, they say Trump's going to be a dictator on day one. Joe Biden has been a dictator since day one.
Yeah.
Okay, Trump's not going to be a dictator. We've seen his presidency. He was not a dictator. He did not arrest any journalists. Joe Biden has. Okay, he didn't arrest his political opponent. Joe Biden has. He didn't arrest the supporters of his political opponent. Joe Biden has. So we know who the dictator is. We know who the violent ones are, as Jason just said.
This is the direct outcome of the rhetoric from the media, from the Democrats, from the president of the United States. And
absolutely right.
I just want to say one more thing. By the way, on a positive note, Elon Musk just said
endorsed
endorsed Trump. So that
was going to be one of my first tweets that I read. But yeah, spoiler
I'm
alert.
sorry.
Yeah, for real. No, you're good. That's good. It's good that we got it off at the top of the show. Elon Musk endorses Trump. This is actually hot on the heels of other news that Elon Musk already put a bunch of money into, like some kind of a super PAC or something for Trump. So Elon Musk was already right there, and this was the perfect moment for him to endorse Trump. You know, it's funny because I think Trump was like borderline about to announce his vice president. He can actually hold that off a little bit. I mean, in terms of political strategy, he can put that aside and wait another month or something to announce that, because he needs this particular bit of political news to simmer. And again, you know, our hearts go out to the relatives of the man that was killed there. Was it a man? Do we know it was a man?
I believe it was a man, because I was watching video of one of the there was a surgeon in the crowd
that attended.
That went to go help him, and I think he said it was a he. So
yeah, it was a headshot. Actually, they sounds pretty bad, but you're right. I mean, it looks like God was looking out for Trump, not only because Trump is currently alive, and I mean that is inches, right? That is inches. That is, you know, Trump could be dead right now.
No, but I was telling my wife, I was like, man, that shot was like so, like, God, I'm telling you, this is a miracle that Trump is alive right now.
But not just that, it just seems like everything is so, I mean, seems so strange, right? That like you would have a shooter at this time. I think that it showed that like the betting polls showed that Trump like just bumped up to like borderline 100% he's going to win. Like all the betting polls are now showing that Trump's going to win.
I have another thought, because now Trump could become president and he could clean house with no problem. Who's going to go against that?
That's exactly right. The media has to stop calling him Hitler. They got to stop saying he's going to be a dictator. They got to stop saying he's a fascist. They got to stop saying all this stuff. And now he has license to clean out the federal government. Enough of this 2025 nonsense. This is weird because I've got so many videos coming out, and it seems like they're just sort of like redundant at this point, because this is like the biggest news story in our lifetime, really. Probably since the Kennedy assassination. So yeah, this is big, you guys.
Also, like, Chris, you want to witness a real insurrection? Here you go. You know.
Well, right, and look, like I said, I'm trying to say it's not just that Trump was spared. It was like everything happened perfectly. Like Trump it didn't necessarily need to be that the bullets grazed Trump's ear. To me, that's mental. Like they could have just missed him completely. But it was that visual. It hit him in the ear.
You have to show the visual.
He had blood coming down. It came down. It streamed down his face. He came out with his fist in the air. I mean, that visual is just pretty unbelievable. Did you send it to me?
Yeah, I sent you some images and also video of the moment that it happened.
I don't know if I want to play the video here because
true. Yeah.
I don't see any of the images that you sent. So, oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, well, here's Trump on the ground. Let's see here. We'll try to go ahead and put this up. Here's Trump on the ground after it happened. Now, this to me is not the best image.
I'll send you a really good image now.
But man, you can really see what's going on here. You know, there's much better images, which we should have, but we don't have.
Elon Musk just said the head of the Secret Service and the leader of the security detail should resign. Absolutely.
For real. All right, we got some more super chats here. Let's go and look through these while Jason's looking for some imagery. Eric Wade just jumped in and he writes $20. Thank you so much, Eric. Writes, Karine Jean-Pierre will try to claim that the shooter was a lone wolf with no Democrat affiliations. Garland might interfere with the Secret Service investigation too. Oh, that is such a good point. That's absolutely going to happen. Look, the truth is it may be a lone shooter. There may be no, it may not have been something that was, planned by the powers that be. I don't know. We're going to have to find that out over time. What it sounds like is this is an Antifa guy, according to some reports. We'll see if that plays out and turns out to be true. We're going to read some tweets here in a second. Someone by the name of TS, $5. Thank you, TS, writes, this is on Biden and the extreme left. Well, that's absolutely right. A lot of people are tweeting that immediately. This is what Jason said to me first thing. He's like, this is on the media, and he's 100% right. Thank you, TS. That is absolutely true. Stephen Z gives us $2. Thank you, Stephen Z, but there's nothing in the comments, so I don't know if you try to write something there or not. Let's see. Rebellions, $5 says, check CNN out of curiosity. They're calling it a loud noise. No, it's worse than that. They actually said after a fall, they're suggesting that Trump fell over.
Oh,
so apparently CNN can no longer identify what a gun sounds like. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. No, and Fox was saying, what was it? Banging sounds, something like that. Popping sounds.
No, they
had popping sounds. Like,
it was gunshots. You guys, it's gunshots. Reported as gunshots. I don't know why. I think they're trying to be like careful that they don't say gunshots and like scare people if it wasn't gunshots, but we know it was gunshots. You saw Trump bleeding. What do you think? He was bleeding by accident? Okay, well, what a coincidence. There were some popping sounds and then Trump's bleeding. Mark C jumps in with $5. He says, Biden can't drop out because every dollar of Biden's donations have to go to fake ballots. Any other candidate would lose all those donations. Yeah, it's a very good point, actually. All right, if you got anything to say, jump in the super chats here. I'm going to go ahead and read some tweets because these are pretty insane. Lauren Witzke, she said that reports are saying that Trump was shot from 1,200 meters away by a sniper. And she says it looks like a professional hit job. That may be true, or it may be this report of this Antifa guy. She says the sniper missed due to miscalculations with the wind and by the grace of God. And I think that sounds about right. Let's see here. My parents actually are in Pennsylvania. They're a little bit worried that their flight might be delayed. Let's see. I'm like, or, the country could be over. But my parents are worried about missing their flight. Let's see here. So Elon Musk just said, he just tweeted this on X. He says, I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. Yeah, I think he'll be just fine with that. It was just a graze. I think he's going to be just fine. I saw some close-up images of his ear, and I don't believe that there was anything missing as far as I could see.
Somebody commented on that about the female Secret Service. She was like having issues. And I saw you could see that she was like struggling with I think her holster and just trying to keep him covered. It was a disgrace that I I won't go as far as say disgrace, but I can't believe that's the Secret Service that they had protecting him.
I wouldn't worry
It took
too much about
too
that
long
part
for
of it.
them to jump to the stage.
All right.
Like it took way too long.
This is not the important part of the subject. Yeah, them taking so long to jump to the stage, that is a little bit of a problem. Trump was actually great. Did you see him? He dove down immediately, like he knew exactly what to do. I think they do train, the people they're protecting in case there's gunshots, But you can see Trump's ear actually looks fine. We'll see what happens. I'm sure he'll get some plastic surgery if there is.
I sent you the picture that's going to be like in history books, with the flag behind him. That picture is going to win awards. I'm telling you.
Well, I'm going to immediately put it on T-shirts. I'll tell you that. Let's see here. Okay, let me grab this one. Yeah. This is a good one. Let me go ahead and share this. Let's see here. Window. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, look at
just
that.
Imagine. Yeah, look at that. That's good beef. In the books forever.
The blood smeared across his face, the American flag in the background. I mean, that is a brilliant shot.
Actually, the girl Secret Service agent, like kind of like hug him, is kind of like an effective image there.
Yeah, and look at the guy behind him.
Yeah,
everybody there is doing their jobs correctly. I mean, she's doing the best she can. They should have had a bigger guy in front of him, obviously. But you know what? Had they had a bigger guy in front of him, they wouldn't have been able to get this beautiful shot. So
yeah.
So in a way, I'm saying everything worked out exactly how it should work out. It's weird,
And right when he gets up, he starts yelling, "Fight, fight, fight," which was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But I was kind of worried. Look, I was like, Trump, get to the hospital. You could be hit and not know it,
At the end of the day, this is how revolutions begin. And it's not, and I'm not trying to advocate anything here. So YouTube, you can just like chill out. What I'm saying is this is going to galvanize the nation behind Donald Trump. Okay. We know Donald Trump's going to win now, hands down, no question.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that he was going to win already. I was totally convinced 100%, but there's no question now. He is going to win. And if he doesn't win, okay, it's over. We're not going to let that happen. I mean, it's obvious that there's some shenanigans going on. Now, this actually opens a slightly bigger.
Well, before you go to your next point, I want to say, I could only imagine if they actually were successful and killed him. I think it would have been a far worse situation the country would have been in right now. This outcome is the best outcome that would happen for America because this solidifies his victory, I think, in November.
Solidifies his victory. Yeah.
But I think if they would have actually been successful, I fear that. Like, so that we need to protect this man.
We've got somebody in the chat named Baptist 702, $5. Thank you, Baptist 702. He writes, I worry that this will lead to an all-out conflict in this country. May God on the throne truly save and help the U.S. and the former president. I think Jason has a good point, which is that it would have caused outright conflict had Trump been assassinated. Trump was not assassinated. However, it depends. It depends on what happens in November. Outright conflict could occur. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think Trump will win. And here's why I think Trump might win. And this is a sort of, I don't know, nihilistic black-pilled spin on it. Jason might love this. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little bit concerned as I've been thinking through these things that they might want Trump to win at this point, right? And here's the thing. I came up with a theory a while back that maybe they thought, okay, we can't beat Trump, but Americans need to trust us again because they don't trust us. They don't trust the FBI. They don't trust the media. They don't trust Democrat politicians. How do you get them to trust them? Well, what do Democrat politicians keep saying? What does the media keep saying? They keep saying that Trump is going to be a dictator. So how do you get him to be a dictator? Well, the only way to get him to be a dictator is to have him declare some kind of emergency powers, take more power than a president would normally take. And how do you get him to do that? Well, you create a terrorist event. So I was thinking it's possible that they'll get Trump in office, create some big terrorist event, literally create an event, and then say, not only did Trump then take emergency powers, declare martial law, whatever it might be, but we have evidence to suggest that he actually caused the terrorist attempt. He actually caused the attack to occur so that he could take these powers. This is all on Trump, right? This is how they frame it. This was a wild theory, but it's the theory that I was most concerned about. But after thinking through it, it occurs to me that we're in a really volatile situation right now economically in the world. The U.S. is. And we owe so much money. Like, we're in such incredible debt, and like Biden keeps compounding that. And they keep doing these like ridiculously irresponsible things with our money. They keep doing these very irresponsible things, in the government, internationally, whatever it might be, but the Biden administration does. And why are they doing this? I don't know if it's because it's making them look bad. So why are they doing it? They might be setting things up for an economic collapse, right? And they wouldn't want an economic collapse to occur during a Democrat, one of their own puppets regimes. So they would want it during a Trump term. They would want it during a conservative or Republican term, especially somebody like Trump who comes from the outside, that they warned us against as bad. This could be as bad as a terrorist event, right? So they collapse the economy. They put it all on Trump. And then when it's as bad as it can be, they then bring in somebody else, somebody that's one of their people, presumably a Democrat. The economy starts to naturally rebound. And then they say, look, we did this. We rebounded the economy. Trump destroyed it. It rebounded on our watch. So trust us when we tell you who needs to be president. So it could be a terrorist attack. It could be an economic crash. I don't know. But this is what I'm thinking that they're planning on doing, because now they know Trump cannot be defeated. Trump will be elected. Anyway, That's my sort of black pill.
No, that's a great point. And I agree with you, because I think that way too. I believe they're going to go for an economic crash, because Trump himself has said it. And Trump has said that he hopes the economy crashes before he's president.
Right.
So not while he's president. So
just strategically, it's not like he wants it to crash, but but that's how the media keeps spinning it.
I think Trump is such a great president and so good at like fixing the country that even if there is a crash, I think he would solve it. And I think that might even help the next person that's going to be president after him. So like on the conservative
I think
side.
I think Trump could avoid a crash just because of his business acumen. And then if there is some kind of a volatility, economic volatility, I think that he can deal with that.
But
MMA Fix has jumped in.
That's my reasoning to think that they're going to go for something even worse than an economic crash.
Right. I mean, I've got both of those things on the table. I don't want to believe any of them. I hope I'm wrong about both of those
exactly.
things. But here's the thing about the economic crash. To me, it's not a natural economic crash. This is something I believe that they will force.
Yeah.
I just want to make that clear. All right, MMA Fix jumps in with $2. He says, was cooking dinner with the wife when the wife tells me the news. Yeah, I mean, where were you on 9/11? This is one of those moments. You know what I mean? Like, this is a moment you'll always remember.
Yeah.
I got this like incessant phone call from Jason, and I'm like sleeping. You know what's funny, guys? I actually didn't believe it was real.
Yeah,
I was
be real.
Yeah, I woke up. Don't mock me. Don't mock me. Not today, Jason. Come on. Have a little respect. I wake up and I said, why are you calling me? And he's like, they just tried to assassinate Trump. But the way you said it, there was not that seriousness. I don't know how you said it, but it sounded like you were joking around. So I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, they tried to assassinate Trump. And I'm like, I think sometimes you have this tone of voice where you go, well, they tried to assassinate Trump. This kind of thing.
It's on.
And I'm like, like an episode of Seinfeld. I'll tell you what they tried to do. They tried to. So I woke up and I'm like, what are you talking about, man? And he's like, because over here where I am, it's like early in the morning.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, man, turn on the news. I'm telling you, I'm like, all right, you better not be lying to me. You better not be messing around. You turn on, I'm like, holy crap. Like, but yeah, no, I thought you were joking. You know, when 9/11 occurred, I called this girl that I was dating at the time. And she was kind of annoying because she would not listen to me. Like when I tell her stuff, you know how some women are, they don't listen to you. But in that moment, I don't know what it was in the tone of my voice, but I called her. I go, turn on the news right now. And I didn't hear anything. I just heard her walk to the remote control and turn on the TV. And I don't know, there was something in my voice where she didn't even ask a question. She just did exactly what she was told. Because she knew the gravity of what I had said. But I guess you knew that Trump hadn't actually been assassinated, so it wasn't quite as
yeah, because I was calling you like crazy. I think I called you like twice before, but you were asleep,
right.
and in the third time I think I finally got you. But man, and as I was trying to call you, I was learning more, and then I learned that
right.
he wasn't actually killed, so I kind of had a relief. I was still a little worried because like I said, you don't know, like a bullet could hit you and you wouldn't know. That's what happened.
Right, he could have been hit in the ear and somewhere else.
Yeah.
We don't believe that's true.
I was still a little worried. And then when they finally came out, but they said that he's fine, I was like, okay, we can breathe now.
Yeah, we can breathe. Yeah. General Rendar, $2 says, sadly, one rally attendant lost their life. That's right. We've mentioned a couple times here on the show. Our hearts go out to the family of that martyr. We're going to call this person martyr.
Hopefully they come up with his name soon so we can say the name.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Kasparius writes, we must still treat this outcome as if Trump is still the underdog. Vote as if Biden is close to a win.
Oh, yeah.
Which he will be with fortification. I agree with that sentiment 100%. Thank you for posting that, Kasparius. Dale Rose, $5. Thank you, Dale Rose. Says, stay cool. Initial reports from incident are almost always wrong. Stand by to get some. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I'm not 100% sure these reports of the Antifa guy are accurate. We'll see about that. And I'll go and read some tweets about that.
Exactly.
Big Lou 85. Nice to see you, Big Lou.
I sent you. Sorry, go ahead.
Says, this is not over. They failed on this attempt, and I expect more. What'd you send me?
I sent you. I think it's a statement from Biden.
Okay, hold on. Oh.
This is live on the moment news, so we can't say 100% if anything's 100% factual, so.
Hold on. What did you share? I gotta see this. Give me a second. I gotta look. Okay. So this is Joe Biden just released a statement. Okay, I'm gonna read it here. All right, and everybody's complaining that Joe Biden hasn't responded. Somebody had tweeted, that Donald Trump was indicted for January 6th for not releasing a statement immediately, which, by the way, Trump did actually release a statement very quickly on January 6th. But Joe Biden has taken quite a long time to respond. Roseanne Barr had kind of a funny quip about this. She said, one of his staff members has got to get this guy up, although she was funnier than I was just then. Let's see. So Joe Biden released a statement. I'm going to go ahead and read this whole thing. Statement from President Joe Biden. I have been briefed on the shooting at Donald Trump's rally in Pennsylvania. I'm grateful to hear that he's safe and doing well. Is he really grateful? I'm not sure. I'm praying for him and his family. Is he really? I'm not sure. And for all those who are at the rally as we await further information. Jill and I are grateful to the Secret Service for getting him to safety. There's no place for this kind of violence in America. We must unite as a nation to condemn it. Okay, seems pretty boilerplate. Here's my question. Is that actually a statement from Joe Biden? Because I'm going to guess that it is not. I'm going to guess that
it's the statement from the two white dudes that were in the back room with all the other diverse.
Yeah, in that picture. Yeah, exactly. No, yeah. I mean, this is obviously some kind of boilerplate BS. I'm glad I didn't post that on the screen because it doesn't deserve it. That was not a statement from Joe Biden. I don't know what that was, but that was just some like random boilerplate staffer BS. That actually pisses me off.
Joe Biden's in bed right now. Exactly. Brian Wood.
Yeah, Joe Biden's sleeping. Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. Joe Biden doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at
like what they tried to assassinate Kamala because isn't Trump his vice president?
Let's look at Kwame Hayes here. $5. I used to know a guy named Kwame. He was friends with Justin Bieber, weirdly. Anyway, Kwame Hayes, $5. He says, this op ain't got no aim. MAGA 2024, FJB. Yeah, look. Yeah.
The opposition totally
no
doesn't
aim.
have. Yeah.
Thank God they don't have any aim. Ditron? Thank you, Ditron. $10 says, the View will cackle about the cheap fake. Yeah. I'm actually fascinated to hear what the View says.
Yeah.
Look, this was a pretty serious thing. So I think even people like the View, I mean, maybe not Joy Behar because she's so flippin' evil, but maybe like Whoopi, somebody will say something nice about Trump. Somebody will say basically the same as the boilerplate President Biden, spokesperson statement, which is like, we wish him well. We don't want anybody assassinated. They'll probably say some nonsense like that.
I think they're gonna go crazy. I think they're gonna actually say like he brought this upon himself and
right
stuff like that. So I wouldn't doubt it.
Well,
and
after the boilerplate, after the boilerplate statement of we don't want any. There's no place for political violence, and we hope that Trump recovers and all this kind of stuff. Then they'll probably say that stuff as well. But you know what? That'll probably be the Joy Behar jumping in. But you know what? If Trump wasn't a fascist, this wouldn't happen. This kind of thing. Dame Piglet, good to see you. She says Biden mumbled a statement. I don't even think he. Yeah. Probably.
I don't even think he knows what's going on.
He's supposed to do a press conference. He's supposed to have a press conference soon. I don't know if that's happened or not. Are you monitoring Twitter or X?
Yes. Nothing yet.
Okay.
Remember, they have to get him up, drug him up. So it's going to take a few hours.
Sienna threw us $20. Thank you, Sienna. And she writes, the election year is crazy because Dems feel power slipping away. Expect more outbursts from progressives. Most importantly, stay lawful. They want retaliation. Don't give them what they want. This is a very good point, actually. Like, right now isn't really the time for, and I don't think conservatives are like this, actually, though. This is not the time to react because I think, like I said, this is politically, this is actually a very good thing for Trump. Like, and I think Republicans see that. I think we see that. We're going to get a lot of sympathy for this. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think he's alive, so there's no need. Like, this is the best thing. Well, it's not the best thing that could ever happen, but
yes, it is the best thing that could ever happen. This is the best thing. The only thing that could have been better is if there was not is the martyr. If we didn't have a Trump supporter dead right now, that's really the sad thing about today. Actually, that's actually the really sad thing. I do genuinely feel sorry for that family.
The fact that this happened is terrible. The outcome is the best outcome that could have happened. And there's no need for us to retaliate. There's no need because
that will just ruin it.
And you know me, Chris. You know me. I'm waiting for the moment where something goes crazy and it's like people are gonna start going crazy.
Shut the hell up.
I'm saying people will go crazy in a moment where something bad's going to happen. It's just facts.
He's just saying because he's black-pilled, he expects it's going to happen. He's not waiting for it in the sense that he wants it.
But this is not the moment.
The guy doesn't know how to talk. Like you got to pay attention to like how YouTube.
This is not the moment for that. Like this is a good sign. I mean, like you said, just the martyr that passed away. That's the only thing that sucks about this.
Yeah, it really does. It really is sad. But and we'll probably find out who this person is. I'm sure Trump will go to the funeral for this man.
By the way, breaking: President Trump will be at tonight's UFC fight.
You are kidding me.
No, I'm not. Charlie Kirk said it. Andrew McCarthy. So I guess
that's awesome. That is awesome.
That would be great.
Sienna, thank you so much for your 2 cents. We actually appreciate it, and
yes,
I do believe that you're right. Well, I just sent you, Jason, some video of me training, doing a little MMA training there. A little, and Jason wrote me back. He's like, "I want to do this training."
Yeah.
So apparently I'm getting better because the last time I sent him some footage, he wrote, "You look kind of slow there, Chris." I'm like, yeah, it's training, Jason. It's just I'm working on technique, okay? But yeah, no, it's getting better. I think it's getting better. My kicks are actually quite bad. I think they look kind of good in that video, but they're not great.
No, you did good. You did good.
John LaLanne, this is actually the son of Jack LaLanne, the famous Jack LaLanne, if you know who that is. He's just jumped in here and he says, we just broke the world jumping jack record yesterday. We were talking about Richard Simmons this morning, and now this. Hang on, it's going to get real leftisty out there till the election. Well, you think so? You think it's going to get real leftisty? I feel like the left is going to like chill out a little bit, because I just feel like I think that they have to accept that they've lost now. I mean, I don't know. I think they're going to try to be dignified is what I think they're going to try to do, because that's their only move. If you're looking at this like chess, right now they're the bad guys. Yeah. Right now they are the insurrectionists. Right now they are the party of political violence.
Yep.
Right now they're the scary ones. So they've got to reassure the nation that they're actually, they always say like, the adults are back in the room or whatever. They always say that. Well, obviously that's not true. These are radical lunatics, and they've got to try to reassure America that they are in fact the adults.
Yeah,
because right now I don't think anybody believes that.
This looks so wrong for them. Like, this just proved our side was correct about who's the true people that are violent. I mean, it's right there. What happened today?
Well, congratulations, John LaLanne, on breaking the world jumping jack record. That's crazy. I literally am currently practicing jumping jacks. Not jumping jacks, sorry, skipping rope. Skipping rope is hard. Jumping jacks I can do kind of, but skipping rope, it's actually quite difficult. All right, let's see here.
Isn't that your friend that was Jack LaLanne's friend or something like that?
Jack LaLanne was a fitness guy, a fitness guru in America for decades. The guy lived to be like 900 years old. And he was just always had tons and tons of energy. John LaLanne, he actually lives in Hawaii. Good guy. I've known him for a while. He's been a fan of the show for a long time. Rebellions, $5. Thank you, Rebellions. Writes, their coaching for the statement will be sitting Joe down and saying, now, Joey, do not reveal that we bankrolled it. and that's going to be their coaching Joe for the next 45 minutes. That's pretty funny. MMA Fix jumps in $5. He says, Biden pray? He probably hasn't prayed since the U.S. was still owned by England. A good little bit of humor there, necessary on this very serious day. Go on, Jason.
So,
what are you thinking?
There's a tweet. Ashley Norbovig, I don't know. I think it's a reporter or something. Somebody posted this. Can't say if it's 100% sure, but make America aim again is what she posted.
Jeez,
so they're already at it, people. They're already at it.
All right, Dame Piglet has jumped in, and she wants to know why my hair is like this. My hair is like this because I literally just woke up. That's why. I literally just woke up. I didn't have time to shower. Didn't have time to comb my hair. Nothing. I just looked at all the tweets. Okay, so let me read a few more of these tweets that have just come out. So after Elon Musk came out and fully endorsed Donald Trump, which is awesome, he also wrote, last time America had a presidential candidate that was this tough, it was Theodore Roosevelt. I love that tweet. I thought that was great. And then actually Elon Musk posted that iconic picture of Donald Trump with his fist in the air. And he wrote, this is from Cat Turd. This is from Cat Turd responding to Elon Musk. And he wrote, we do not deserve this warrior. I thought that was a cool tweet. And then Buzz Patterson wrote, this is war. But not a violent war with guns, rather a war of rhetoric and of votes. Let's see here. I mean, it could be a different kind of war if things change, but and Wokeness wrote, if you come for the king, you better not miss. I love that. It is an interesting question. Like, do we now have to see Trump behind plexiglass every single speech? I don't know. What did you send me just now?
I think that was Biden. I think that that was a comment. I think he said something.
All right, he said something. Okay, so we actually got Biden up on the stage here. Okay, hold on. I accidentally opened something. All right. Let's see what Biden has to say. Let's see what the old man has to say. All right. Oh no, this is. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm showing the wrong thing. Okay, we'll get this working eventually. All right.
Thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do. Okay?
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I've
What?
Well, Joe,
so I want to make
he
sure
had his
I
ear
have all
shot
the
off.
facts before I write something.
It wasn't shot
I
off.
think it's
But,
an assassination attempt.
oh, you got to be kidding me! All right, I don't really want to listen to Dave Portnoy's voice, but yeah. What?
I'll look for a better one.
What the hell was that?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to comment on it. Just say yes, Joe. Yeah. It was nice though to see him back to his old debate self. What's going on? Yeah. You know, the guy was just woken up. All right, let's see here. Big Lou 85, $10. Thank you so much, Big Lou. He says, I don't think this is a regular Democrat citizen. I'm thinking deep state or foreign party indebted to the Democrat Party. It's very possible. It's very possible. We don't have all that information just yet. I hope there is a real investigation. It's difficult with this current FBI, but yeah. Writing and Gaming has jumped in with $50. Thank you so much, Writing and Gaming. I love your image there. What do you call that? Your avatar? I don't know. Writing and Gaming. He says, this is so sad to see. Biden is not saying anything in a press conference, and Trump is getting shot. We have to come together, but maybe both sides are too separate right now. Look, you're 100% right. Up until this moment, I think that the two sides were too separate. But I think here's the thing, right? Two things have just happened that are, I think, Hiroshima level events in American politics, right? One, it has just been exposed that Joe Biden does in fact have dementia. He is senile, right? This was exposed to the world in a debate. It cannot be lied about. The media is trying to do this. Democrat politicians are trying to do this. But the American people, even Democrat voters, are like, no, we saw it with our own eyes. Joe Biden cannot be president again. He can't. He cannot function. Okay. So even if they still want a Democrat in office, even if they want Trump out, they know Joe Biden can't do it. Here's why this is so critical. Republicans have been saying this for years. Since Joe Biden even first started running, we've been saying, look at the guy. He can barely function. Now it's become blatantly obvious. Like the MSNBC especially, but like Democrat politicians, Nancy Pelosi, whatever, everybody in the media has been basically saying, no, Joe Biden is perfect. Joe Biden's amazing. Well, that lie has just been exposed. And when moderates especially, but even somewhat open-minded Democrats, like you saw what happened with Brandon Straka with the walkaway thing, right? Mm-hmm. When they hear one lie, one like a major lie that's been told by the mainstream media, it causes a lot of people to go, wait a second. I trusted them implicitly. I trusted everything they said. So if they're lying to me about this, what else are they lying to me about? And this will create cracks, right? This will create fractures in that trust that all Democrat voters have. Because that's the thing about Democrat voters that I don't think that conservatives understand. Democrat voters trust the media and trust Democrat politicians in the same way that conservatives tend to trust the Bible. You know, like Christians tend to trust the Bible or God, right? Or like when you're a child and you trust your father. You know, there's always that moment for most people, there's that moment where you realize your father's not a superhero and he's flawed. And it's kind of like a dark moment for most people when they go, oh man, my father's like a regular human. You know, he's not a superhero. That's a tough moment for kids. I think that is this moment right now. That is how much Democrat voters trust the media. That's how much they trust politicians. So when there's this breach of trust, I think that this creates a huge problem because because now Democrats are going, what else have they lied to me about? And now here's the crazy thing. Now it has just been exposed that it is not the MAGA extremists, quote unquote, who are the violent ones. It is the Democrats who are the violent ones. They are the ones that commit political violence. This is the shot heard around the world. This is the next shot heard around the world. One started the American Revolution, and now there's this one that's going to save America. Actually, this Antifa guy may have just inadvertently saved America. First, it was Biden with his terrible debate performance, and now it's this shooter, whoever this might be.
Yeah. By the way, Chris, when you have a kid, when you have kids, you actually realize my dad was a superhero.
Right.
But,
you then get that faith back. Yeah, you get that faith back.
Yeah, totally. At first you're like, my dad. But then when you have kids, it's like, oh shoot, he was a superhero.
Yeah.
Anyway,
well, that's hopefully that never happens in the minds of Democrat voters.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like this.
Hey, actually, the media is a superhero. No, they're not. Trust me.
The crazy thing is, I think the crazy far gone leftists still are not gonna look at this and change their ways.
No. We're not talking about all leftists. Obviously, I'm not trying to paint this with a broad brush. There are always going to be some lunatics out there that are going to be so hardcore left that they're never going to change.
What I'm trying to say is that I think there's going to be a lot of Democrats are going to kind of wake up from this and be like, okay, this is getting kind of crazy. Maybe these people on the other side, they're not the crazy people we were thinking. Maybe we should rethink this, and maybe they'll vote. Maybe they won't vote. Maybe they just stay out of it.
That's exactly the point. So when Writing and Gaming says maybe both sides are too separate now, I think that was true until today. I think so many people are going to have sympathy, empathy for President Trump, and they might just stay home and not vote. You know, even if they can't bring themselves to vote for him, they might just stay home. All right, here's a kind of a funny
optimistic moment. Is that an optimistic moment by me?
Exactly. Oh, good job, Jason. Good job, Jason. Potato Radio jumps in with I think a pretty amusing observation. He writes, just asking, anyone know where Alec Baldwin is?
He's celebrating right now.
He said Oswald was I don't know where he was going with that. I assume he was going communist. Is that what he was going to say? I'm not sure. Yeah, lefty. He was definitely
scapegoat. Scapegoat. I don't know.
Scapegoat. I don't know where you're going.
A patsy, as he said.
We jock poopong mock flop. Yeah, okay. It says stand tall from Northern Ireland. What do you think the repercussions would have been if they actually got him? Well, yeah, we discussed that a little bit. Thank you from Northern Ireland. We appreciate it. Yeah, it would be civil war. I think there would definitely be some political violence going on right now, and I'm glad that they were not able to be successful here today. They, them, whoever it is, the shooter. Let's see. Writing and Gaming has
Trump alive actually saved major. Go on. I don't want to say the full words.
Save the lives of some people, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Writing and Gaming. Yeah, a lot of lefty politicians better be thanking God right now that Trump's not dead, because they would be in danger potentially. All right. Writing and Gaming, $20 says, so you think that maybe this near tragedy will bring us closer, or am I misunderstanding you? Maybe not the media, but the average American citizen. That's exactly what I'm saying. That is exactly what I'm saying. I don't know how I can be any clearer about this, but let me try. There will be Democrat voters who now side with us. They may not side with us vocally. They may not side with us in terms of their vote, but they'll probably stay home.
Yep.
And they'll side with us in the sense that they'll recognize that actually, yeah, maybe the left has gone too far finally. And maybe the right, maybe they've been lied to about those of us on the right, especially if there's no retaliation. Especially if we cannot retaliate, because then we ruin it. I mentioned this before. Yeah. This is actually a very good moment for us politically. It's a sad moment. Like I said, again, our hearts go out to the family of the man that was killed today. But politically, this is actually very good, because now this is going to wake a lot of people up. And yeah, I think that it will
not only that, they this also shows the strength of Trump. This also shows a man that didn't cower.
Yeah.
He got back up.
Yeah.
He was yelling,
He got
fight,
back
fight,
up.
like
Fist in the
complete,
air.
yeah, the complete opposite of Biden. Like he showed leadership here. He showed like he's not afraid. Like, you know, so I mean, what other person would you want as president but Trump? Like I have no words. Anyway,
Yeah,
as
that was
Biden would
actually
say,
an amazing moment.
Anyway,
It was an amazing moment. Dale Hendrickson. He writes, "No Trump supporters ran; they stayed."
yep.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, it's a confusing moment. I'm sure some would have maybe run, but yeah, no, a lot of people stayed and try to figure out what was going on. And actually, a lot of, I think immediately my brother jumped in and said, I bet what happened was that because we didn't know where the shots came out from first, we didn't realize that it was from a rooftop that was pretty far away. And I think my brother said something like, "I bet that the Trump supporters just jumped that guy immediately and took him out." And if the guy had been in the crowd, that definitely would have happened. We're definitely a different breed, Trump supporters. Matthew L. jumped in with $2. He says, "It's time to put Trump in a bullseye." That was a quote unquote by Joe Biden.
Yep.
Yeah, that's yeah, man. I mean, blood's on his hands. Blood's on his hands. Blood's on the media's hands. Blood's on the hands of the Democrat politicians. Blood's on the hands of the FBI. Blood's on the hands of all those who have said that Trump is a threat to our democracy. Okay. Every time they said Trump is a threat to our democracy, they were putting Trump's life in danger. They always say that words matter. Words are violence. Only when you guys say it, because you guys have the lunatic people following you. Oh, wow. Conservatives are actually pretty level-headed. The idea that conservatives are all like the wild, crazy ones, that is a myth. That is a lie. And it's a lie that's been perpetrated even by Christopher Wray, the head of the FBI. All right, Sean W. jumps in. He says, $5. Thank you so much, Sean W. He writes, tomorrow's Washington Post headline, Trump shot at trans black woman most affected. Thank you for that, Sean. I needed that laugh. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good one. Let's see here. We've got some. Oh, did you just send me a photo or something?
Yeah, I think that if that's true, that's pretty amazing.
If what's true? They actually got a shot of the bullet going by?
Yep.
Oh, dang. Let's see if we can see this here. Wow. If this is actually, this might be Photoshopped because this seems,
I don't know, camera technology. I kind of can believe it.
You would have to have an incredibly fast shutter for that to work. Who posted that?
That was posted by, oh shoot.
I don't believe that. That's too. I don't think I believe that, but maybe.
Well, I thought it was an interesting image if it's true. The other image with
true, as they say,
with him with the blood dripping on the floor. My wife brought a good point. It's like that's kind of a good imagery that his blood dripping on the ground.
Yeah, man. I mean, the man bleeds for the country.
Yep.
DC Drano wrote, "We will take this country back," posting a photo of Donald Trump standing defiant. Aaron McIntyre, he posted a photo of Trump from the New Republic where they sort of photoshopped Trump and Hitler together. And the New Republic had written, "It can happen here. And if it does, here's what might become of the country." And they wrote this whole thing, what American fascism would look like, right? They wrote this whole article. And he wrote, "To be very clear, the media is preparing the groundwork for justifying the assassination of Donald Trump." This was a prediction that he had made. And that's actually so true. There were so many of us who were sounding the alarm bells for so long, saying that, look, when the media says that Trump is Hitler, they're basically greenlighting his assassination. Because they're saying, like, what would you do if you go back in time and stop Hitler before he was Hitler, before he took over Germany? Everyone would do that. Everyone would assassinate Hitler, of course, right? So if they're pretending, and we all said this years ago. We all said this, basically at the beginning of Trump's first administration, when they were saying all this stuff about Trump's a fascist, Trump's a dictator, all this kind of thing, were like they want to rile up their most radical supporters. And what do you think is going to happen if you rile up your most radical supporters? What do you think is going to happen? Of course, this was inevitable. The only reason this probably didn't happen before this is because the Secret Service was too good, right? I've heard something like the Secret Service has stopped like 100 attempts on Trump's life, something like that, some crazy number. Well, they let one slip through, which is, this one was pretty crazy. Big Lou 85 jumps in. He says, they've been calling him Hitler for 8 years. What do they think would happen? Okay, literally exactly what I just said. Again, I don't think this was a regular citizen, but if it was, then the blood's on the media's hands, as we said. Look, I didn't mean to step on your tweet there, man, but yeah, great minds think alike, hey? Truly Bear jumps in with $20. Thank you, Truly Bear. Says Democrats' trust in the media is equal to Republicans' trust in the police. I don't think that's true. Maybe some Republicans trust the police. I definitely do not.
Yeah.
I definitely do not trust the police.
That stereotype has to go because I don't either. So, well, I'm not Republican, so I guess it doesn't count.
Oh my God, you're not a Republican. You're one of those. I'm different. I think differently. I'm an independent.
No, I am an independent. I can't support rhinos.
Yeah, but oh my God. Not every Republican is a rhino, right? Trump's a Republican. You support Trump?
But that doesn't mean I have to be a Republican. Come on, we're free thinkers here in the United States.
Hey,
but breaking.
It's such a virtue signal. All right, breaking.
Chris, breaking. Jean-Pierre says it's all a cheap fake.
She did not.
No, she didn't.
Come on. Don't say that. Don't even joke like that. That's messed up, man. All right. So what do we got? What else do we got? You sent me a couple of things here.
Yeah.
You sent me something from Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, there's a CNN
moments
reporter.
After somebody tried to murder Donald Trump, a CNN analyst says the following: Donald Trump and the people around him perceive themselves to be under threat, and that's not legitimate. That's not legitimate. And then he writes, "You do not hate these people enough." What did he mean? What the hell are they even talking about?
I don't know. The video's there.
What the hell?
I'm still amazed at. See, this is where I question things because
hold on, this is worth actually putting out.
But before you get it, I still can't understand how they let a guy on the roof. This is just fishy to me.
I know that seems so weird, right? Because there's a guy we should play this, but there is a guy who talks about how he saw this guy on the roof and pointed him out to police, and they did nothing. All right, let's listen to this.
Donald Trump and the people around him perceive themselves to be under threat, and that's all that matters. That is not legitimate. That is wrong. You hear the screams from the audience. People are terrified. Donald Trump.
What the hell is she even talking about? The voice of Juliet Kamen? Juliet Kamen should go down in history as the biggest moron in history. What a weird thing to say at that moment. I mean, seriously. All right, let's see here. The Love King jumped in with $10. Thank you very much, The Love King. He says, I'm going to say this, and I think it needs to be said. No matter what side you lean on, that is a human life. That is a father, and death is not the way. The fact that this happened has me worried. Well, that's right. I can't stand Nancy Pelosi. I can't stand Joe Biden. I can't stand Chuck Schumer. I can't stand Adam Schiff. All these what I believe are deeply corrupt Democrats, people like George Soros, you know what I mean? But it never occurs to me to call for their assassination. It never occurs to me to do something like that. And it doesn't occur to any conservative, any patriot, because for us, we play by the rules and we want things to play out in a just and ethical way. I genuinely believe that the conservative side is the good side and the Democrat side is evil. And we saw that play out exactly today. Again, why do you have a name like this, man? The Irish people are crazy. All right, let's see here. In a good way. You're crazy in a good way. Let's be honest.
You know, he was, you know, it was one of those nights, one of those nights at the pub. You know what I mean? He came up with that name.
Well, what do you think I should name my YouTube channel? I think it's going to call it Wee Jacques Poupon McPlup. I think that's what we're going to do now. Like, they always say like at the end of their sentences. Let's do this, like. Let's call it this, like. All right. Wee Jacques Wee Jacques.
You got to say it in an accent. Say it in an accent.
Wee Jacques McPlup. I can't do it. Anyway, let's see. It's a difficult thing to say already. All right. You're making me do it again? All right. People saying that this was staged, but what's the point? Trump's already winning. I'm shocked that the Civil War movie came out before the actual thing. Whoa, people are saying this is staged. Oh, I want to get those tweets. Who's saying this was staged? Thanks for posting that, man. That's mental. All right.
I believe it.
Of course, you're going to have like you and I just said, there are going to be some strong leftists, like hardcore leftists, that are going to somehow figure out a way to pretend that the Democrats are still right, whatever.
And by the way, like that's pretty effed up if they staged something and someone actually died for a staged event.
I know. Could you imagine if it was staged and somebody actually was killed? That's ridiculous. Magna Quam, $5 says January 6th protests were called an armed insurrection. Today's assassination is called shots fired at rally. No, they didn't even call it that.
No,
they said loud pops, loud bangs heard. They said Trump fell over.
I saw popping noises. I mean, come on.
Yeah. He says the spin never ends. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous here. Big Lou 85 has jumped in again. He says, according to Democrats, this is probably a mostly peaceful assassination attempt. Yeah, I actually saw somebody else post that on Twitter, and I specifically didn't post that one because I thought it was too funny, and I thought I should be a little bit more respectful. But Big Lou, thanks for the laugh. I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see. Rebellions has jumped in. Another $2 says, if CNN spins hard enough, they'll fix the energy crisis. He means because of the
it's good.
The spinning motion will create electricity. That's pretty funny.
I love that one. That one is really good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Did you send me anything else? I feel like you sent me something.
Yeah, I sent you Dan Bongino.
This is from Dan Bongino?
Yeah.
All right, New York Post. You also got something from New York Post. Yeah. Witnesses frantically tried to warn police. Do we want to post? Yeah, let's go ahead and post this, actually. Let me try to find the actual tweet here. Hold on. Because there's this guy who, there's a video of him. You sent me this, I think. But I think I left it on the chat, but I can't. I don't know. God dang it.
Yeah, it is.
New York Post. Why do you have so many ads? All right, here we go. This is it. All right. I'm going to post. This is the guy that actually spotted the shooter, and he's talking to, I think this is the BBC, about his experience. This is pretty crazy.
You have just asked. Tell us what you saw. So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Sprinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees out there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up. And probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, and we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him.
Volume up.
They're running around on the ground. We're like, hey,
I can't.
There's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this, and next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at them for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, I mean, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite sure. You're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him.
Yeah, there's images of that.
He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It's incredibly shocking.
The guy was on the roof right there. You can see the white roof right there.
Did you get a look at him? Could you?
I no, other than he was in muted colors, tan type clothing. We saw the rifle flinging around as he was trying to crawl. I mean, we saw the rifle, 100%.
Do you know about guns? Do you know what kind of weapon it was?
Oh, I absolutely know about guns, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it's a rifle of some sort. I wouldn't know, I wasn't close enough to read the label on it, but
I love that reply. A Trump supporter.
Yeah.
Of course I know about weapons.
Of course I know about guns.
What you've just seen.
I don't know what to say, man. All I'll tell you is, if I walked up close to there with anything that Secret Service considered a problem, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you right now. But I don't know why a guy who we're standing there pointing out to police and Secret Service is crawling up the roof. Yes, right there by that tree.
All right. Well, look, sorry I didn't have the volume up earlier. I thought it was all the way up, so it was just like a quiet video. But yeah, I increased it as I discovered it wasn't quite loud enough. But yeah, to me that's astonishing. All right, Jason, you talk while I look up something real quick.
No, that's what pisses me off. Like, what they think that everybody just loves Trump so much that nothing's gonna happen. No, I mean, for me, that's a total screw up. Like you have rooftops that are a direct path to Trump while he's gonna speak, and you're not like, you don't have people up there. You don't have one guy at least up on one of those roofs, making sure nobody's gonna get on those roofs. Like, I mean, come on, this is deep state crap here. I don't know. Like,
we've been talking a little bit about how the reporting was on this lately. I mean, obviously, this was a terrible mistake by the Secret Service. The reality is, I don't actually think that the Secret Service that deal with, Dan Bongino, you just sent me this thing. Dan Bongino's like calling for people to resign from the Secret Service, but I actually don't believe that the Secret Service that guard Trump are negligent. I actually think that they really do want to protect Donald Trump. I think this was just a really, really bad mistake. Probably somebody will lose their job. We'll see what Trump says, because I think Trump may have at least some say in who is punished for this. Some consequence.
Yeah, I know now they're not going to screw around. I know whatever he does now.
Guys,
Yeah, I know whatever they do now. Go ahead.
Like I said, they need to bring in 3 times as many Secret Service guys for Trump right now. That's what they need. Any event, there needs to be 3 times the amount of Secret Service. That's what I think. All right. So this is from ABC News. This was the initial report. Trump rushed off stage during disturbance at Pennsylvania rally. This is Trump rushed. Okay, this is MSNBC. Trump rushed off stage at Pennsylvania rally by Secret Service after loud popping noises heard. Loud popping noises, guys. Nothing to worry about. There's some popping noises.
Popping noises.
This is CNN. Trump injured at incident at Pennsylvania rally.
And this is what they've been doing for decades. This is what they've been doing for decades. Their stories and stuff. The way they word their stories when it goes on our side, like They always
Yeah,
like
it's
rewrite
the
it in a
worst
way
thing
that-
imaginable. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's on the left, it's the totally downplayed. Well, check this out. This is the worst one. I was mentioned this one before. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. After he falls. What is he, Joe Biden? So not only are they downplaying the fact that this is an assassination attempt and not even mentioning that, but they're trying to characterize Trump as if he's like Joe Biden, like he just falls over on stage. I mean, it couldn't be more.
That right there is a headline
Yeah.
where people should demand like CNN be like taken out. I don't mean I'm taken out as in out of business, like gone, like forced out, like you're done.
Right.
You know, like you're
because
fake
it's
news, completely fake news.
It's fake news. It's completely fake news. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, I want to read you guys a few more of the reactions, a few more of the tweets from people because this has just been the craziest day. Candace Owens has written basically the same thing I wrote. She wrote, "This election is now over." Right? She wrote, "No words. Donald J. Trump for president of the United States. This election is now over." Let's see here. Raymond Arroyo posted the photo, the famous photo, the now famous photo. It's already famous of Trump defiantly with his fists in the air, and he wrote, "This just became the image of the 2024 election." That's absolutely right. Roseanne Barr jumped in and she writes, "Democracy is actually at stake." And we don't need any kind of like bickering over what the meaning of the word democracy is. You all know what she means. That's right. Russell Brand wrote, "Assassination attempt. Either the endless vilification provoked this or something yet more sinister is happening." And that's basically what we've been saying all day here. Who knows exactly why this happened. Jason, you just posted something. This better be good.
Yeah, it's a great.
Okay.
It says
You
what
said,
I was.
how
It
is a
shows
man?
what I
This
was
is from
saying.
End Wokeness. Yeah, it's basically what you were saying. End Wokeness has just posted a tweet. He said, "How is a man with a rifle able to position himself atop a roof 150 yards away from Trump? This is a bigger security lapse than JFK." Well, that's right. That's what we're saying here.
No,
I mean,
thank God it was a
just-
leftist, or thank God it was like, I don't know, a patsy or something, like, because if it was a professional sniper or ex-military, Trump would be dead right now.
yeah, I mean, it's quite a good thing that this is just some we don't know really. I mean, this could be ex-military. We'll see. But
I doubt it.
fortunately,
I saw the image. I saw the image of
the
the dead person on the roof, very
Oh, right,
skinny,
yeah.
very skinny. Like, but you don't know. We don't know.
Hey, I knew you back in college, man. Don't make fun of skinny people.
I wasn't in the military though.
That's good. Andrea Voila gives us $5. Thank you so much, Andrea. And she writes, "There were people pointing and telling the police about the shooter, and they ignored them. In my opinion, Secret Service cops and FBI in collusion 100%. I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. I actually would not agree with that. I think that the cops probably were trying to do their job. I think the Secret Service was definitely trying to do their jobs. I don't think FBI was even there, were they? Was FBI involved? I don't know.
I doubt it.
I'm not sure I agree with this. I do think Secret Service was trying to do their jobs.
And well, I'm going to say to Andrea, I don't know what to think. The screw up here is just way too messed up. Like, did you show the image, Chris? Did you show that image of the rooftop?
No. Andrea Voila, another $2 says, "Monday, the GOP should 100% defund the 3 letters." Look, I mean, that's not going to happen until Trump gets in there. But but you're right. I mean, you make a very good point. I do think they should defund these agencies. I don't know if you can defund until you have another budget to propose. But as soon as that happens, I think that does need to happen. You make a very good point. All right. We'll go ahead and post your tweet. I don't know why you think this is valuable, but you can maybe share with us your thoughts on this and why you want people to see this. All right. So this is apparently, let's see here. So this is apparently where the shooter was, on this rooftop over here at the top. And then Trump was in this field here. Of course, there was a stadium. And so there was like a platform, and there was obviously an audience around Trump. So here's the question. I don't know which way Trump was facing. I wish they would have put that in the thing. They might have hit Trump from behind. I don't know. But anyway, what was your point in posting this?
My point is, how can you allow that to be not guarded, or somebody up there on the roof there, or somebody watching that area?
Well, I will say this. There's not a lot of places a shooter could be shooting from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like the middle of the city where you have buildings all over the place. This is like 3 or 4 rooftops that you need to cover.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing. So like it boggles my mind.
So Andrea kind of has a good point. This Andrea girl, like, how, like, what the hell? This is like Secret Service 101, right? Make sure that anywhere where a shooter might have, a visibility, like line of sight, right? Anywhere the shooter might have line of sight, you need to like check that spot. It's not that difficult.
Yeah,
it's not that difficult. So you would check that you would have a guy on that roof, right? You would have a guy on that roof.
Like, wouldn't you have observation towers too, like watching all these roofs? I mean,
no, you just have a guy on the roof. Why would you build a tower? No, you just put a guy on the roof. Just put a guy on the roof. It's not that difficult.
Yeah, I agree with you, but hey, observation towers too, because like, you never know. More eyes, the better.
What do you mean observation? No, you just have a guy on the roof. All right, Big Lou.
See, Chris, you see cops bring out these observation towers all the time on the beach during Memorial Weekend, and they're up there watching
in Miami.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I've never seen one of those, but I guess
why would the Secret Service not have that?
Okay. Well, Big Lou 85 jumps in $5. He says, "I'm a U.S. Marine vet, and I'm a fat ass now. I wouldn't judge the shooter's appearance to determine his experience." Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you don't know.
Well,
you don't.
What I'm saying is, like, if you're ex-military, like,
you're probably
I could see
a supporter of Trump.
I could see yourself going like in a fat sense, but I can't see you going into like you look like a 13-year-old sense. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. So it could be.
You are right. It's more likely you're going to gain weight than you're going to lose weight and become scrawny. But yeah, not everybody in the military has, is like jacked. Let's go ahead and read a few more of these reactions to this. Dinesh D'Souza writes, "The greatest fighter of all time," and that's a quote from Dana White. Brandon Gill wrote, "I would walk over broken glass to vote for this man." And that's a really good point. Like, that's one of the points I wanted to make when I started this live stream here. It's like, this just assured Donald Trump's win, because everyone who supports Trump, if you were, borderline thinking about not voting, if you were maybe thinking about voting for RFK Jr., if you were thinking about, maybe just being lazy that day or whatever, or maybe you were on the fence because, you don't like something Trump said, or you were upset about the vaccines or something like that, everybody's voting for Trump now. Everybody is voting. Every conservative, every libertarian, everybody in the, we're all voting for Trump. All right. The only ones that aren't going to vote for Trump are the true lunatics. And then everybody who was not going to vote for Trump, who was on the Democrat side, who was not a complete lunatic, I think they're just not going to vote.
Yep.
They're just not going to vote now. So we're in a situation where Trump will win. I want to see, here's the only question I have, because I believe that Reagan won by one of the largest margins in history. Like, he won the most states in history or something like that. Can't quite remember. He won massively in the United States. It was like the whole map was just red, right? If you were to color code it by our current standards of Republican red, Democrat blue. It didn't used to be like that, by the way. It was just the whole country was just red. Everybody was voting for Reagan. I'm curious to see if Trump wins by a larger margin. If Trump wins more regions, if Trump wins more votes, I'm curious. I mean, he'll win more votes for sure because there's just more people in America, but in terms of percentage. All right, let's have a look here. The Hodge twins wrote, "Trump is about to raise $1 billion overnight." I don't know if it's going to be $1 billion, but it's going to be a lot. They make a very good point. Let's let me see here. This is
Oh,
from Graham Allen, and he wrote, Biden has yet to say anything. This is from a little bit earlier. And he wrote, he is an absolute trash human. Do we have that video of Biden yet? Did you find that?
No, I haven't. Let me. I'll give it a good look. Hold on.
Oh, did you post something from our good friend Lazy Cousins?
I did. It's good. It's good what she said there.
All right, I'll go ahead and post it because I like Daisy. We need to have her back on the show. She's great.
Yep.
All right, Daisy Cousins wrote, I don't want to hear any leftists mention January 6th or call Donald Trump a threat to democracy ever again. Not even one peep. The irresponsible, inflammatory, I should do it in an Australian accent, really. The irresponsible, inflammatory rhetoric of the Democrats and leftist media / culture cabal has caused this, and they all need to take responsibility. Well, that's right. And I think, what's funny is like she's said out loud what a lot of people I think are thinking quietly. And the truth is, and we've kind of mentioned this on the show already, but I'll kind of reiterate, I actually believe that even the people, like even journalists right now, are thinking what Daisy Cousins just said. I think that quietly in the back of their mind, they're thinking, okay, we can't talk about this stuff anymore. Because all the inflammatory rhetoric that we have expressed up until this point probably did cause this. And, I think that even if they're not going to take responsibility openly, I think quietly, I think in the back of their mind, they do realize that they're at fault here. Andrea Voila just jumped back in and she said, I am an anarchist. I am 100% voting for Trump now. Listen,
Wow,
anarchy is the real far right. I mean, if you're going to talk about far right and far left, what is the difference? The far left wants bigger government. They want more control over the people. They want more control over businesses. They want more control over everything, more regulation. They want bigger government. What does the conservatives want? What do the libertarians want? We want smaller government. Okay. So as you go further left, where do you go? You go to authoritarian dictatorship.
Yep.
As you go further right, where do you go? I may be doing that backwards for the camera, but I think it's right. for me, it's right. Okay, I should flip that over. But anyway, as you go further right, this is my right hand. That's why I'm doing it that way. As you go further right for, on the political spectrum, where do you get to? Smaller and smaller government. What is anarchy? No government.
Yep.
Okay, so the further right you go, you get to Andrea Voila.
Yeah. And let me tell you, Andrea,
Voila.
I would take anarchy any day than leftist dictatorship any day.
Yeah, you want anarchy over authoritarianism for sure. All right, Passengers Music 777 writes, technically a headshot, looks like it grazed the cheek and hit the ear. Certainly a professional hit. Reeks of JFK. Coincidence, I assume. And I think what he's doing is referencing the different theories that people have about who maybe wanted JFK assassinated, aka the CIA. We don't know. We don't have all the details here. Man, I hope there's a real investigation. I really hope they take this seriously and they don't just cover this up. I'm afraid they will cover it up, but
yeah.
So look, there is a guy. Should we show the guy?
What, like the image that they're putting up of the actual guy of what they say is the suspect?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think so because I don't know if that's him.
Well, if we say we don't know it's him, I think we can put it up. All right. Let's see. Matthew Troy writes, shooter was definitely trained to set up and get a hit at that distance in such a short time is not easy, especially when it came to mere centimeters. Yeah, millimeters even. If it had taken out more of his cheekbone or something like that, even that might have caused him to bleed out. It's hard to say what would have been a kill shot. You know what I mean?
It's amazing how close we were to Trump being murdered, man. It just hit me right now after him saying that, and you saying what you're saying now. Wow, it's.
Well, the ear, man, that's such a crazy
I'm right now I'm just thinking about it.
Hit. I mean, that's immediately I thought when I saw that, I thought, what luck? Because, you know, it's one thing to hear the gunshots and to see Donald Trump duck down. It's another thing to see the blood streaming across his face. That's such a visceral image, you know, like it could not have gone better. It could not have gone better.
This could have been like the saddest day of wow.
Yeah.
Like,
and for Trump to stand defiant like that with his fist in the air, it just, I mean, it's a terrible day, but it's a great day politically because we need to save the country, you know. So Donald Trump had to lose a little bit of flesh. Dale Rose, $5. He says there has been some reporting that Trump's Secret Service requested more funding and personnel, but was denied by Homeland Security. Lots of hearings to come. Holy crap! If that is true,
that's true, I've read about that, but I didn't want to say it because I don't know if it's true. But if that's true, there's something up. There was something up today.
Yeah, I mean, I hope people get fired. I hope people get fired. Look, Joe Biden should not be president. Joe Biden's not president. The statement that he released was not his statement. Everything about this administration is BS. These people need to go. Honestly, we should have a special election tomorrow. That's what should really happen. And Trump should be back in office. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this is absolute garbage that we have right now. We got to wait until November for this. Why?
Yeah.
We know what's going to happen in November. We need the election tomorrow. That's what we need it. All right, let me look a little bit here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and post the shooter, supposed shooter. It's probably is not the guy, actually.
I don't think it's him.
But you don't think it's him?
I don't think so.
But I'll just show you guys. This is what they're posting on X as they think this might be the guy. But yeah, Jason and I are a little skeptical, but this is what they're posting. Oh, doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
All right, maybe
it's him. Maybe it is him. If they're deleting it.
I was actually thinking the opposite. I was like, oh, maybe they realized it definitely wasn't him, and so they took it down. Let's see here. Leafer19 sent $5 super sticker, but didn't write anything. I don't know if that was a mistake or what. Sorry about that, man. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy ideas coming out here.
Yeah.
You know, it's early. It's still a little bit early, so we don't have all the facts.
From the image I see of the dead person on the roof, because there is an image.
Yeah.
Does not look like the same person in that photo that they're saying is a person.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? You really can't tell. You really can't tell.
You can't tell. Honestly, present $2 says Trump will be showing off that ear now bigly. Yeah, probably true. Marie Mack from somewhere in the UK, I believe, says 2 hits on reps, yet JFK will still be the big story. What do you mean JFK will still be the big story? I don't understand that. Do you understand that?
I guess because they were actually able to assassinate him and cover it up. I don't know. I have no idea. But he's right. But in one thing, like he reminds me, like we've already had this happen to Republicans in a baseball field. So the violence has already been there. Like there's so much proof now that the violent ones are on the left, are Democrats, are so there's no they can't avoid it now. And people, just like when they saw Biden in the debate, they're seeing this now. There's no avoiding it. It's in your face.
Yeah, I believe that there was an assassination attempt recently on Lee Zeldin, who was, I think, a senator. Remember that name, Lee Zeldin. Guys, I think he'll be brought up in the near future because I think there was an assassination attempt on him. But I'll have to look into that again. Let's see here. The Hodge twins, they wrote, go get every single person you know registered to vote on Monday. No excuses. We have to win. That's absolutely right. I love those guys. Now, this is actually a pretty good, interesting tweet. This is from Tim Young. And he wrote, the Democrats and Joe Biden didn't just cause this. They wanted it to happen. They joke about it. They say democracy will end if Trump wins. They aren't just empowering the psychos. They're calling for this violence. Disgusting. Yeah, that's what I've been saying here on the show. Absolutely true. Now, this is from Seth Dillon. Now, Seth Dillon created the Babylon Bee, so this is kind of a humorous take on this whole thing. He says, Donald Trump is more alive after being shot than Joe Biden is after a nice nap.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite a good one. All right. Now this is, I'm not going to post this, but Kyle Becker posted new footage emerges from the deceased Trump assassination suspect being dragged away from the crime scene. So you can check that out on X if you want. Kyle Becker posted that.
Well, there's
And,
there's a footage where the person's being dragged, but I think people confuse that because I think that's the person that was killed, the innocent
is that
person
right?
that was killed.
Oh,
I think they were
that's
confusing it.
terrible.
Yeah,
Because like I said, it's a little bit early right now, so we don't have all the facts entirely. And like Jason said, things are getting a little bit confused, so it's difficult to tell you exactly what's going on. Scott Adams posted, "This is on Biden," and that's right. At least he is, at least in part. You remember Joe Biden's big, like what I call like the demon speech or the hell speech, where everything behind him was like blood red, and he was doing the speech going like, "MAGA extremists are going to destroy our democracy. Donald Trump and his followers are evil," and blah 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 blah. This is really Hitlerian style speech.
Yep.
And we were all basically like, at that time, we were like, what the hell is he trying to do here? Is he trying to really make everybody believe that like Trump supporters are evil? Because this is kind of dangerous, like that to me was like the pinnacle of that Democrat idea. But like the thing is, like that was a very public one where we all saw it. But actually they say crap like that on MSNBC every single day. Imagine somebody that you know who's a little bit gullible being plied with this propaganda every single day watching MSNBC. Of course someone was going to get brainwashed into becoming radicalized like this. This is
they don't
how they do. Okay.
Like if you really think about it, they really don't even have to set up anything. They don't have to like do this conspiracy where they're the shooter on the grassy knoll or anything. No, they could just wait till one of these crazies actually do something like what you see here. They lighten the Secret Service. They don't guard certain points, and eventually there's gonna be some nut that's gonna actually try to take Trump out. And they don't have to do the work. So
I just made a video. Are they going to try to assassinate Donald, or are they going to assassinate Donald Trump? I think was the video. And I talk about a lot of this stuff, and I talk about how, they actually proposed recently. I don't know if you know this. They proposed recently. It was a Democrat representative. I think he even crafted legislation to say, if you're a convicted felon, you no longer get Secret Service protection. He was trying to strip Trump of his Secret Service protection. It was obvious to me that they were trying to execute Donald Trump. And a lot of people proposed maybe when he was in prison, they would do it, right? Because they were going to put him in prison because of the 34 felony BS felonies. All right. Dame Piglet has jumped in again. Thank you, Dame Piglet. $2. She says, Biden actually said that he would try to unite the country. Well, you're right. Joe Biden, thank you. You've actually done it. You've actually united the country finally. MMA Fix, $2. He says he's going to bet $50 that the suspect is an Alphabet member or similar. Oh, yeah. You may be right, actually. That may be possible. Because those, especially like the trans activists, are absolutely mental. You go on X, those people, they are hateful people. The trans activists are very hateful lunatics. All right, so Roseanne Barr has come out and said the media is complicit. I concur. Liz Wheeler on Twitter said, or on X, said Trump was indicted because of how long it took to respond to January 6th. But the 45th president of the United States is shot in the head, and Joe Biden makes no comment an hour later. This is a good point. Jason just sent me something, so apparently he wants me to post it.
A couple things.
All right, let's have a look here. The first thing is from Libs of TikTok. The next thing is from Spike Cohen. Which one should I post first?
Spike Cohen, yeah. Do that one first.
All right, hold on. One moment, please. For some reason, Jason's taking forever to respond to my questions, so now, okay, share screen. We're going to do the Spike Cohen one. Let's see here. Share. All right, if CNN had been around in 1963, The headline would be JFK falls really, really hard at rally in Dallas. Okay, too soon. Too soon, man. Too soon. All right, let's go ahead and post this other one up. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm learning about it as you are, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is a TikToker. Let's hear what she has to say.
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew and he missed! We were a second away! We were a second away from half of the problem being gone and you missed!
Wow. Wow.
There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it!
Liberal.
Centimeter away! Ah!
That is disgusting. That is disgusting. What an absolute piece of
liberal white leftist women will be the death of us.
Oh, for real. For real. I don't know if she's like white, but she is definitely
This
evil.
is nuts. This is nuts. This is unhinged. This is demonic. And this is un-American. And these are the people. These are the people. Okay. There's millions of them, you know, and these are the people that I'm sorry. Like, I hate them.
You know what's crazy? The left is all about everybody needs to vote. Everybody needs to vote. Every single person. We need to make voting so easy. Mail-in voting. Everybody gets to vote. No. Morons should not be voting. Okay? We should have some very slight, very minimal, some minimal barrier to entry. Okay? You don't want to get out of bed, you don't get a vote. I'm sorry. This mail-in voting crap is too much for me. You need to go to the actual voting booth, right? Produce some modicum of effort. All right. People like this nut job. Okay. I think maybe constitutionally she needs to be able to vote, but I don't want her voting. I'll tell you that. And if she's the kind of person that's like a little crazy like this, maybe she just won't go to the voting booth. So, you know, I think we need to have some kind of federal law requiring every state to have same day paper ballots. You have to go to the voting booth where they have cameras and they can see what's going on. None of this mail-in voting nonsense. No longer. The mail-in voting thing has to end. Because people like her, they need some barrier to entry. You know what I mean? All right. So we got a few super chats here. Intrinsic Dark writes, hearing that this is a rumor that he's heard, hearing that private militias are on high alert. As well they should be. But stand by. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We don't want you doing anything just yet.
Keep calm. Keep calm.
Keep calm until probably until November, really. We don't need any of that. Because like Jason and I have been saying, it's a horrible day, but in a way, this is the best thing that could possibly have happened. We keep reiterating that this is a good day for us, actually. I mean, again, there is a man that died. Our hearts go out to the families, the family of that man. But, this is in terms of politics, this is actually perfect. This could not have happened better. And I do think it'll galvanize the country. So it's not a time for violence right now. It's a time for peace. And it's a time for us to gather together behind Donald Trump and get rid of the corrupt deep state, get rid of the violent Democrats. Sonic Blue Strat jumps in and he says, this was a matter of when, not if. We must get loud and aggressive about consequences for the rhetoric from the left. It's time we stop tolerating it. Well, you know what? You're 100% right. However, as I said, I do think the left will start to self-regulate because they don't have any other moves left. You know, if the left keeps on dragging out this Hitlerian crap, oh, Trump is like Hitler. You know, Trump is evil. The Trump supporters, they're all violent. Okay, people are going to start rolling their eyes at that, because it was a leftist and somebody who was against Trump shooting at Trump. That was the assassination attempt. We know where the violence comes from now. Okay, Jason sending me more stuff. I'm going to read another super chat.
This is a good one.
Marie Mac jumps in with $2. She says, we are flooded with JFK propaganda. No attempted murder. What? I don't understand this. JFK propaganda. Do you understand what she's talking about, Jason?
No, I don't.
Okay. Sorry, Marie. We don't know what you're talking about. All right. I'm going to go ahead and post this new thing from Jason. He says it's a good thing. I hope he's right. I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. Let's have a look. Footage of the sniper taking. Footage of the sniper taking shots at the shooter who shot at Donald Trump. Okay, so there's this. Oh wow, so this is like a Secret Service sniper shooting at the Trump.
You know, that's a little bit old. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Wow.
But right, like, okay.
You know, that's a little bit old. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
What?
It doesn't look like he took shots, actually.
But what were they confused? Like, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. Like, why'd they wait? See, things are just more questions.
I think what happened was he was lining up his shot because it's a difficult shot, right? Because it's quite a far shot. I think he was lining up his shot, and the shooter got shots out first, and so you see him back up, right? Because I think he was worried maybe the shooter was trying to get him. So he was actually.
But I'm saying that guy the sniper didn't notice the guy climbing on the roof and.
No, you're not listening to me. I'm saying it looks like he was taking aim at the shooter, and the shooter got off shots before he could, and he wasn't sure where the shooter was aiming, so he flinched. You could see him move the gun.
Yeah, but
are you listening to me?
What I'm saying is he had his sights directed that way. I'm sure he noticed, like, they're not looking at the roof. He's like directed. His gun is directed.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. It looks like he's aiming right now at the shooter. Are you paying attention?
Why didn't he shoot the shooter at that moment? That's what I'm saying. Why didn't he shoot?
Because I'm saying it takes a long time to line up a shot like that. It's a hard shot. So I think he was lining up his shot, and the shooter got his shots off first. So,
I think he just
look what happened.
Couldn't confirm. I think it was just.
Listen to me. So he's looking, and then you see how he backs up? Like he's obviously destroyed his shot now. He has no shot. Right? Because the shooter's shooting. As soon as he hears those bullets, those rounds going off, he like flinches. He like backs up. It looks to me like that's like a natural reaction to like hide or guard himself. Like, watch this, watch. Like he's lining up a shot.
If you want to really see something that said,
he didn't take
a look
somebody said, he didn't take the shot. Sorry.
No, I know he
waited.
Of course, he didn't take the shot.
Guy with a rifle coming on.
Oh
Chris,
my God, Jason,
guy with
stop saying the same thing
hold
over
on.
and over again.
Oh my God, Chris, hold on. A guy coming on the roof with a rifle. You spot the guy. Obviously, he spotted the guy. Take him out. Like,
no, obviously you're supposed to take him out, but you can't take him out by magic. You can't just like it's not.
If you shoot.
You got to line up your shot.
If you start shooting and hit around him, it's going to make the guy jump. The assassination, the guy that's going to try the assassination, it doesn't matter. Like, these people are trained for that. That's the thing.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm not a sniper. You're not a sniper. We don't know what we're doing. I'm saying that what it looks like to me is he was trying to line up a shot to take out the sniper, and he couldn't line it up fast enough.
Okay, I'll meet you in the middle.
No, there's no meeting me in the middle. I'm right. All right. I mean, I might not be right, but that's what it looks like to me.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's a weird angle. So,
yeah, honestly present writes, lefty people are watching the ball game right now, and they are unfazed. Oh my God, is there a ball game going on? They did say that Trump is going to go to the fight tonight. So, MMA Fix says repeal the 19th. I mean, for real though. All right, Big Lou. 80,
and you know, the 19th. We mentioned this before, but like a lot of conservative women will agree with him on that. So
this is about getting women to vote, by the way, just so people know what we're talking about here. All right, Big Lou 85, $5 says make it a federal holiday so those of us who work for a living can get to the polls. Exactly, make it a federal holiday. You know, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure this happens. I'm gonna make sure this happens. Mark my words. When Trump is in office, I have connections. Okay, they're not great connections. I mean, some of them are pretty great, if I'm honest. I have enough connections. I can talk to Trump. Look, we're gonna make sure this happens. Same day voting, paper ballots, none of this mail-in. I mean, I'm sure Trump wants to do this anyway, so it's not like this is my thing. But I'm passionate about this actually, because this is we need to like get rid of all the corruption. We need to get rid of the rigging. And Trump is definitely going to win this time, so we're going to make sure this happens.
That's a great question. Like, I never understood that. Like, just give the day off. Like, I never understood that for the voting. It's wild. It's wild. Because I guess they think like the owners or the people that own businesses, run businesses, should like just be like, it's an important day. Go ahead, vote. You know. So but no, they need to make it an official holiday. I agree.
All right, so I got a couple more to read here. This is from Mrs. T. Rush, who's been a fan of the show for a very long time, friend of the show. She says, when they said alphabet people, they meant intelligence agencies. 100% Secret Service was involved. Not all, but some. This is too much of a security breach not to be an inside job. It kind of feels like that, doesn't it? It kind of feels like that. I don't want to assume that. I don't want to agree with you. But man, it really feels like that. Because it doesn't seem reasonable. We went over that rooftop. There's not a lot of roofs there. How could you miss that?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Mino Nunya, $10 says, technically, it's unconstitutional for women to vote. Is that true?
Maybe that's why they had to put it in the 19th Amendment.
Yeah, amendment. Duke Devil 95, $5 says, wouldn't be surprised to see the calls for Biden to withdraw to lessen. Not even Michelle could win now. Democrats do not want to lose a future candidate. That's a very good point, actually. G.I. Jose jumps in, friend of the show. Thank you, G.I. Jose. $2. He says, shooting from an elevated position is tough. Is it really? I don't know. I assume that it was not that tough, since that's how shooters always do it. But he would know. He's former military, so.
But I remember watching Star Wars and the high ground. No. No.
Oh, you're talking about the prequels? Yeah.
You tell me, G.I. Jose, if you have the high ground, I would expect you have the upper hand, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, but maybe not. All right, let me look here. We've got Civil War.
And by the way, the guy was pointed out by people, so I'm sure there was a radio caller. It's just crazy. It's weird. It's weird.
Crazy. It's crazy. Dale Hendrickson, right? Civil War ends at starvation, widows, orphans, and something else that for some reason he didn't get out. Andrea Voila, $2. She says, as an anti-feminist, I agree. Repeal the 19th. A lot of women are saying that these days. It's pretty weird. Yeah.
Yes.
Lee for 19, $5 says, Trump quickly shifts his head at the last moment and cheats death. Is that what happened? I have to watch.
Yeah, that's true. Like maybe that he could be right, because he does move. So that second shot could have been the one that hit him. All right,
so I got a text from Sebastian Gorka, and he went ahead and he sent me his own tweet, which says, if it is confirmed that this was the shooter, then he was in fact on the roof of the low building within 200 yards of the president. If it is confirmed that this was the shooter and he was in fact on the roof of the low building within 200 yards of the president, then the Secret Service utterly failed both tactically and operationally.
Yes.
Well, that's right. And that's what we've been saying. It's like, how can this be? I mean, this is somebody obviously zoomed in with an iPhone, but that guy does not look that far away. I mean, okay, that shot looks pretty far. But still, like I said, there are so few rooftops there that how could you miss one of the rooftops?
I don't want to make assumptions, but for me, it felt like they let the guy take a few shots, and I'm not saying that's the case, but
it feels like you couldn't miss that rooftop by accident. It feels like there's no justification for not having a Secret Service guy on that roof. The only thing I could think is if somehow there was a Secret Service guy on the roof and this guy somehow took that guy out. That's the only thing I could think of. You know, that would make sense. I'm waiting for a response from Jason, but he's just staring blankly into nothing. Did you even hear what I said?
Kind of, but I was actually reading the chat. I was deep in the chat.
Of course you were.
Yeah.
Yes, of course you were.
And with
So
my
disrespectful.
ADD, I
So
can't focus
disrespectful.
on two things.
I know he does. He does get this kind of like tunnel vision. I said that the only thing I can think of that would make sense is if the shooter somehow took out a Secret Service agent. If there's a Secret Service agent that was on that rooftop and he was taken out.
Yes.
If we find that out, then I can I would have a little bit more sympathy for the Secret Service.
Yeah.
But right now, I think everybody's just like, Secret Service, what the hell are you doing? Marie
Yeah,
Mac jumped back and she said,
right before you go that right after
okay.
when I was watching like right when it happened, because it was seconds before I found out that he was the attempt was made. And then when I was watching, when I actually got the video and watched it, I was like, my first reaction was, why is the Secret Service so slow to get up on the stage? That was I've said it early in the show, but that was my first reaction. Like, why are they so slow to get up to the stage? It should have been quicker. I mean, maybe that's not on purpose.
It seemed pretty quick to me. It seemed pretty quick to me, but it wasn't quick enough. That's for sure. I mean, Trump definitely had time to duck down himself. He had time to go, I've been shot, and then duck down himself, you know? Like he had time to go, oh, shoot, you know?
Yeah, I saw when he was president, I think it was in a rally that he was doing. It was during during election time, the last in 2020, I think. And I think somebody did something. I think it was and they were super quick. Like anytime you see a president get shot at or something bad happens, Secret Service is on him instantly. Yeah.
Trump actually protected himself before the Secret Service was able to jump.
That's what gets me. Like I'm so confused. Like
he was on a stage. Normally they have Secret Service guys standing, like literally standing, like right there and like right there. And so it's weird that it did take so long, but
somebody wrote about there is a photo out there of there's like a hole in his jacket, in Trump's jacket.
What?
Let me
I want to see that photo. Find that. Let me find that. Marie Mac jumps in. Can't afford this anyway. We will be blitzed next 2 weeks in the UK with JFK propaganda, not the Republican 2 assassination attempts, blown up big. And what's up with your hair? I just woke up, so I didn't have time to comb my hair. I don't understand this JFK propaganda thing. What is she talking about? You keep mentioning this JFK propaganda. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, please elaborate.
Elaborate. Okay, Jason Labrada has sent me, I believe, the image of the hole in the jacket. Is that what you sent me?
No, not this.
Oh, no. This is. Okay.
I'm looking for that one.
Okay, all right. So this is the rooftop again, another rooftop shot. I know that we've already kind of gone over this, but let's look at this again. Okay, so we've got here some pins. This is from New York Post. Sniper shot at former President Donald Trump from 130 yards away on the roof of a manufacturing plant. Okay, so this is where the counter sniper team was. I mean, this is pretty far, actually, in terms of like taking a shot. I don't know. I'm not a sniper. I don't know anything about sniping.
I mean, still, like you would have those buildings.
You know who does know? You know who does know about sniping is Sebastian Gorka. So if you're watching, Gorka, and you want to send me a text about this, please feel free to.
Better yet, come on the show.
Yeah, if you want to call in, feel free. You just text me, let me know. So counter sniper team. So this was where Secret Service was. This is where the sniper ended up. And this is the guy who died on the bleacher, that sucks actually. This is where Trump was evacuated, but this is where the stage was, and this is where Trump was. Boom. Okay. All right. Yeah. Why would you not have at least two? I would have 2 Secret Service guys, one on each corner here. At least 2 Secret Service guys over here. Because this is like the only other roof, right? Like you got your guys here on this roof. Why would you not have guys on this roof?
Yeah.
At least just to watch what's going on. You know, even if they didn't expect somebody to go up on that roof, you would want guys there just to kind of keep an eye on stuff. You know what I mean? Walter White is obviously not his name. Secret Service is compromised. How the hell do you not clear a rooftop with a clear line of sight to the president? That's what I'm saying. Line of sight. Anywhere where there's like a clear line of sight to the president, you got to check that spot, right? I mean, I don't know anything about sniping. I don't know anything about that stuff. But to me, that's obvious. Just from, I don't know, like my limited experience watching movies, I guess, or something. It just seems like what do you say? Common sense? Common sense. Line of
yes.
sight. You need line of sight to shoot somebody. That's what you need. That's all you need, really. I mean, obviously, if it's really, really far, you need to figure out wind and all the, all the calculations. Snipers know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know any of that. But you definitely need line of sight. That's definitely necessary, right? And if you have line of sight, it's possible. It's possible to shoot somebody. So
I could understand if he was up. I can understand if he was up on one of those trees, like you could camouflage yourself.
Yes,
but like,
to me,
on a rooftop. On a rooftop,
I'm shocked that guy got up there. So that's why people are starting to wonder what the hell is up with Secret Service. Were they compromised? Were they complicit? Were they involved? People are wondering. And I'm kind of starting to wonder too. I don't want to wonder about that. I do not want to wonder about that. Lauren Smart jumps in, $5. She says, supposedly a witness outside the rally told law enforcement that he saw a guy crawling on the roof with a rifle and claims that it was ignored. Yeah, we played that actually. Intrinsic Dark, $10 says the problem is not women voting. The issue is allowing Marxists to hold positions of power and influence in our society. The long march through the institutions is a real thing and is corrupting our youth.
Yep.
I mean, that is really the most. That is the biggest problem that we're dealing with right now.
We constantly talk about that.
Constantly. It's disgusting. Andrea Voila, who's now become one of our best friends on the show, says, how did the shooter get on the roof?
Is it Voila or Viola? Because I want to say her name right. Viola or Voila?
That's probably Viola, actually. I don't know why I'm saying Voila. It's because Voila is spelled like that. So it's probably Viola. Andrea Viola. Sorry, Andrea. How did the shooter get on the roof? Ladder? Nobody saw a guy with a rifle climbing a ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
Not buying it. We do this in other countries all the time. That's right. I mean, a lot of questions right now. There's a lot of questions. Of questions. Mino Nunya, another one of our good friends now. We've got all these new friends, Jason. I guess because we're on at a slightly different time than usual. Says, I think she's talking about Ford, Reagan, and Trump assassination attempts, but all they talk about is JFK, who actually died. Oh, yeah. That is true. There have been a lot of assassination attempts of Republican presidents, including Lincoln, who did die, the very first Republican president. But yeah, that's true. They only ever talk about JFK. But, it does make sense because it was sort of within the lifetime of many people alive today. And, he actually was killed. He actually died. So
kind of have to disagree because they always talk about Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's a big one that they always talk about. And they always talk about Robert F. Kennedy. Robert F. Kennedy or Robert Kennedy? Just Robert Kennedy. I always see stuff about those two because those people are actually the ones that actually the assassination worked. Yeah, those are the attempts to actually not the attempts. Those are the actual assassinations that killed. Two presidents.
They talk more about actual assassinations than assassination attempts, obviously. Yeah, Mino Nunya, $5 says feminism is how Marxism was able to fester in the United States. That's true. It's all connected. It's all connected.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to have this communist infiltration if it were not for the feminists who sympathize with it.
Yep.
And are sort of gullibly, convinced of it, I guess. That's a very, very good point. Such a good
all those things,
right.
Feminism, diversity, DEI, all that stuff, destroying statues, that's all communist infiltration.
Jason keeps posting things. I don't know why you posted another rooftop shot. Like, we get it, Jason.
Well, different angles. Different angles, Chris. Come on.
Different angles. Okay, it's true. This is kind of funny. We can post this. It's actually difficult for me to post things on here, so you got to maybe rein it in a little bit. He's sending me a crap ton of stuff to post. Let's see here. This one's kind of funny though. This is Donald Trump dodging bullets.
I love that one.
Which I thought that was quite funny. That's great.
Which is pretty literal, right? It's like actually what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is legitimately dodging bullets, which is crazy. All right,
he's going to be looked at now as a badass. Like he's unstoppable now. Like, those Terminator bobbleheads of him. It's true now.
Hold on, you sent something from Cat Turd. I don't know what this is. Let me just go ahead and post it. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is the bullet hole.
Yeah.
OMG could be. Wow. Did he take one in the vest?
Yeah, I don't know. It kind of looks like a dark shadow there, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that that's a bullet hole. I'm not going to buy it.
But that's what people are talking about as far as a bullet
Maybe. Hole. It's a possibility. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. But come on, I mean, we don't need to speculate about, we don't need to exaggerate this. This was perfect. I mean, this was as perfect as it could be, except for the guy who died. And again, our hearts go out to the family of that man. That's tragic. But in terms of like politics, I think we've just exposed the left.
I sent you a link. Don't post it. That's just for your eyes. Maybe you can talk about it, but
okay. Nice sized live stream, guys. Will y'all be back on Monday evening too? Yeah. Of course, we're going to do the normal live stream. But this was just like obviously like an emergency situation where you had to jump on and talk. What's up?
They have a direct shot of the guy. Oh man, let me send it to you.
All right,
save it while it lasts. It's brutal.
Okay, so so this is an image. This is an image of basically military guys. I don't know if this is National Guard or these are Marines, or I'm not sure who these guys are. They look like Army, but I don't know. Maybe Special Forces.
It's probably Secret Service. It's probably Secret Service too.
But they're all got like they're on
the full tactical gear.
They're in camo. They're in tactical. Yeah, they're in tactical.
But you usually have them there because you saw on the stage. You saw a whole bunch of Secret Service with all the tactical gear. Once they got on the stage, they were all in black, but they all had the tactical gear, the military gear. So
this is camo. They're standing over the guy, bloody dead body. He is skinny. He's a skinny guy. You can see a tattoo on his leg. He's in like gray khakis, and it looks like there's a flag on the shoulder of his shirt. It looks like a normal T-shirt. All right, let's see here. Gorka just sent me something. This is from Brooke Rollins. Gorka just sent me this. Brooke Rollins writes, let me go ahead and click this away. Yeah. She says, ever been in combat? Ever been shot at? I haven't either until today. Sorry. Let me read this again because I messed it up. Ever been in combat? Ever been shot at? I have not. Neither until today has President Trump. But one thing that combat veterans tell me over and over is that combat reveals character, the experience of being under fire. The experience of being under fire exposes who you are in fundamental ways. You don't really know what that answer will be until the moment is upon you. We just had President Trump's character revealed. Turns out that he's the kind of man who comes under fire, takes a hit, feels the blood, and stands back up with his fist raised. That's who he is. That's who he always was. And now we know it. Oh.
Exactly. Great one.
I'm almost emotional hearing that. That's so beautifully said. Okay, I'm following this girl, Brooke Rollins.
You have your three things. That's true. You have your runners, your people that freeze, and your people that fight. What is it? Fight, freeze, and run. And he's a fighter. Absolutely.
Yeah.
He has no fear.
He's a fighter, man. That's amazing. Thank you, Seb Gorka, for sending that.
It's true because he is a man without fear, because he could have not done this. Like, obviously he knows there's going to be people out that want to kill him. It's always his life is in danger, and he knows it. Like that right there tells you the person that he is. Like, and for me, that's the perfect person to be a president. It shows a lot of courage, a lot of strength, and it's amazing. It's amazing. And today even proved it. Today proved what kind of person he is. That's the kind of person I want running this country.
Yeah, this is what we say illustrates someone's character. This moment illustrated Trump's character perfectly. For a lot of people, she works for Trump. Okay. Okay. This woman works for Trump. I don't know her. I think probably Sebastian Gorka does know her. But really well written, really beautifully written. And that's the thing. Yeah, there's these certain moments in time, where your character is exposed, right? And Trump's character has been exposed as being awesome, right? And like the left is constantly trying to say that he's a bad person, he's evil. You heard this after the debate. They kept saying like, and I'm trying to do this fact check for the debate, which may be delayed now, but these reporters are saying like Mika from Morning Joe is saying like, look, this is, maybe Biden, mumbled a couple of times, maybe he spoke a little slowly, and quietly. But Trump is an evil person. He's a bad person. Is he? Is he really? Because you know who I think is an evil person? I think it's the guy who shot at him. And I also think it's all you in the media who encouraged this guy to shoot at him. That's who I think are evil people. I think Trump, who just took a hit and stood up with his fist in the air and said, fight, I think that he's a good man, actually. And I think that's just been revealed. I think the whole world just figured that out. Everybody who didn't realize that what we were saying is true, they now realize what we were saying is true. Mino Nunez says, it took me 5 minutes to get suspended on X, cussing out the staged idiots. Well, you're still welcome here, my friend. We appreciate you. Sammy Hussein, $10 says, Pennsylvania is Biden's home state. Also heard Nikki Haley was in charge of security. Is that true? Oh, I haven't heard that. I don't know. Did you hear that? Nikki Haley.
I haven't heard that.
Why would she be in charge of security? I don't think
is that sarcasm? I think that's sarcasm.
That's maybe that's a joke. But Pennsylvania is Biden's home state. He's from Scranton, right? But I don't think that should make a difference, right? You're going to get passionate lunatics anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Marie Mack just jumped back in. She says, tongue in cheek, Trump could blame this on Ukraine. Marie Mack, you come out with the weirdest stuff. It is true, though. Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm not going to read this person's name here, but $10. Thank you so much. Let's just say F Authority. There is their name. The crowd behind Trump didn't. Oh, sorry, the crowd. I think they meant the crowd behind Trump did not freak out. I think it shows a lot about their character as well. I think it shows a lot about their character as well.
Yes,
you know, and the thing is, like, I think it's difficult to explain exactly how people were, because I think people were a little confused at the time. So there might have been some people a little bit more cowardly. There might have been people who were a little bit more brave. My brother, the first thing he said was, if that guy is in the crowd, if that guy's there in the stadium, the Trump supporters will have destroyed him by now. Like, they'll probably have killed him, you know. And I was like, you're 100% right. They'll have held him down, or they'll have executed him, one or the other. But he wasn't there. He was not there in the crowd, and he had to be taken out by, I believe, another sniper in the Secret Service. But yeah, that is the character of the Trump supporters, I think. But we definitely saw the character of Trump when he stood up after being shot. Donald Trump was shot today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That's the craziest. Isn't that the craziest thing? Donald Trump was shot today, and he stood up defiantly afterwards with his fist in the air and said, fight. That's exactly what we're going to do, and that's why we're having this live stream. Intrinsic Dark says, when will conservatives counter the long march? Well, the thing is, I don't think politics is always about counterpunching. Sometimes it's about parrying, you know. And right now, I feel like the left just punched themselves out. I think that we just parried. Well, Trump literally parried, got nicked in the ear.
Yeah.
And I think the left just swung so hard they just fell on the mat, and they're out for the count. I think they're done. You know, once Trump's in office, though, I do think that Intrinsic Dark's point comes into effect then. Once Trump is in office, then we can start to take real action to get rid of the corruption in this country and to sort of fix the bureaucracy. That's what we need to do. What'd you have to say?
I was gonna say, you know how also the look of this to our enemies and to foreign countries, you know, what this looks like to them, how Trump reacted, how this happened, like, it just makes him look like a stronger leader. It makes, I think they're thinking, man, if he becomes president, we got to watch out again.
Yeah. I mean, the Democrats are probably terrified right now. Not just terrified, like, you know what I'm talking about, like political operatives. They're not only terrified, but they are completely deflated, because they're just sitting there going, what do we do now? What do we do? This shooter just completely screwed up their entire game. and just basically handed Donald Trump a victory in November. And these guys really can't say anything about it. Democrat operatives are screwed.
Yeah, and white liberal leftist women are all angry that they didn't take him out because now this helps him. Like that's all I'm seeing on X is these crazy white liberal lefties saying how these people missed, you know?
Right. That's nuts. That is so nuts. Nate's memes jumped in $2. He says, Joe made the U.S. look weak. Trump shows the world our strength. Damn right.
Yep.
Damn
exactly.
right.
Exactly.
That is so true, man. That is true. I got people trying to text me here to deal with sort of like logistical crap where I live. And I have to be like, you got to give me a minute. My president just had an assassination attempt. I
should have sent you that one of that another girl, but I don't know if we want to waste our time on them.
Other girl, I don't know what you mean. When I pause, Jason, that means you have to talk.
Representative, that's what I'm doing. Hold on. Okay, Representative Stephen Woodrow. Do you know that representative?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Well, Representative Stephen Woodrow, the last thing America needed was sympathy for the devil. But here we are. These are how these people are talking.
Wow.
These are Americans, people. These are Americans. These are United States citizens. Okay.
Shitbag. What a piece of garbage, degenerate human being. Well, I mean, honestly, you guys got to vote him out. Whoever it is that voted that a-hole in should be ashamed of themselves. All right, MMA Fix jumped in with another $5. Thank you, MMA Fix. And he says, is it me or does history show that the presidents they try to remove are the ones that the country needs the most? That's... even Nixon, right? They didn't try to assassinate Nixon, but they got him out, didn't they? They got him out. These people were great presidents, great men.
I don't know if we could show. I don't know if we could show this video, but too many bad words. But
I'll play it. I don't even care. At this point, we should do it.
All right,
hold on. Florida Sheepdog jumps in with $2. Says Trump is a super Chad. Fight. Again, Andrea Viola. I'm going to say Viola now. I think that's probably right. I don't know why I was saying Voila. And she says, imagine what Barron Trump is thinking. #vengeance. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, the whole family is probably like,
I can imagine what
holy crap.
They're probably scared to
like,
death.
Dad, like, cool it. Like, we need bulletproof glass. Like, let's get some bulletproof glass, Dad. And he's probably like, all right, we'll get some we'll get some bulletproof glass, whatever you guys want. I can't do a good Trump impression. Honestly Present, $2 says, thank you for covering this. I'll be back on Monday. Well, thank you for joining the chat. We appreciate you. Honestly, like, you guys have had some awesome comments today. You're reinforcing a lot of the stuff what we're saying, and you're bringing up some new ideas that we haven't thought about, and I really appreciate that. We do have the best fans on YouTube, on social media. We got the best people in the chat just across the board. All right, Jason has sent me something, so I got to try to figure out what this is. The last thing? You want me to post the last thing?
Yeah. No, the other thing you don't want to post. That's the actual guy dead. But
oh, so you just sent me that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Ride or die, mother effers. This is MAGA country.
Fuck with my motherfucking
okay, jeez.
Now I'm just gonna tell you motherfucking niggas straight out the door. Don't fuck with my motherfucking president. Do you understand me? Nigga, we ride with Donald Trump.
I told you.
Right, though. We ain't playing with you motherfucking niggas.
Okay, all right, that's enough of that. Jason, come on, man.
I told you. I warned. I did warn.
Yeah, you warned the bad stuff.
But it's this shows like the turnaround that's happening.
The swearing is okay if it's worth it, but it wasn't worth it. That's the problem.
I think it kind of was, because like, would you picture somebody like that supporting Trump? Like,
that is funny, actually. Yeah, that's. Oh wow, yeah, you sent me. Oh my gosh, yeah, the shooter. Okay, the shooter's a really young guy. They got a photo of his head, like after he was shot.
Alleged. This is alleged. So, but I think it is.
What do you mean alleged? This is the guy. This is very obviously
I think it is,
the guy. Oh yeah,
you can see the same
he's
shirt,
got blood all over him. If you want to go, this is Libs of TikTok. If you want to see what the shooter looks like. Yeah, he's young, man. He's got like a little goatee. What's weird is that he's like a white guy. He's like a white. He's definitely not the fat Antifa dude that they posted earlier. But he's like a white. He almost looks like a redneck. He looks like you would expect this guy to be a Trump supporter. I would say, but he must be. He's probably some kind of like Antifa dude. You know, one of these kind of guys who's like become like very far left, radicalized. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Sonic Blue Strat writes, the last decade has been one heartbreak after another. We must win. We have to be relentless like Trump and movable forces of nature to victory. Wise words. Wise words. Yeah, I mean, we can't be complacent. Like some people are kind of trying to remind us in the chat here that even though this seems like we now will, there's no real way that Trump will lose. We do have to be somewhat, we do have to remember, I'm getting texts from a lot of people like, what the hell's going on? We have to remember that unless we vote, Trump can't win. So we got to remember to vote. I don't think that me saying that is going to change anything. I do think that it's going to happen, but we do have to remember that, if we do become too complacent, we say, oh, we got this in the bag. It's possible that we don't. So we definitely have to remember to vote and to get Trump in there. All right. So what are we doing? Is this the shooter? What are we looking at here? You sent me two things.
It's just more crazy people.
More leftists. All right. Which one should I post? The first one or the second one?
It doesn't matter. In order.
Did you actually watch these?
I watched the first one.
All right. Let's have a look at. Hopefully, that's not another.
It's bleeped. That first one's bleeped.
Ghetto thug for Trump. All right. Let's have a look here.
Asking for, I think we forgot to mention when we were asking for, someone to bring back assassinating presidents like they used to. We forgot to mention that they have to have good aim. Remember?
What the hell?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? These people are disgusting. What an absolute scummy piece of human garbage.
Yep.
I hate people like this.
I do. Yeah, this is the enemy.
Disgusting.
This is our domestic, domestic and foreign and domestic. That's your domestic enemies right there.
But you know what? It's the media that caused this. It's the media and the schools and Democrat politicians. They cause these people.
Miss those! How do you miss that? We don't miss those! Come on, man! Fuck! We don't miss those!
Okay. I'm done with this guy already. I just don't even. It disgusts me, these people. I mean, somebody's got to take those kids out back with like a, what do they used to call it when you get a piece of wood off the tree and spank your kid?
Yeah. Now,
I forget what they call it. My parents never did that. My mom used a spatula. Anyway, somebody get a spatula and take those kids out back.
Sorry to say it, but people need to be punched in the face again. I'm sorry.
That is true. Like, I think people stop being afraid of other people striking back. Like, I think I was talking about this with Kurt the other day.
Switch.
Kurt, actually.
That's the word. Somebody wrote.
Yeah, somebody needs to grab a switch and take those kids out back. Look, in the old days, you could get into a fight and you wouldn't go to prison for 10 years or whatever. And so people don't fight anymore. And now we're in this weird situation where you have like these YouTube pranksters doing things that actually seem like they could put somebody's life in danger or something that could potentially be violent. And occasionally you'll see somebody like come back at these guys and like knock them out. And the YouTubers are like, or, these pranksters are like, we're just YouTubers. We're just pranksters. We're just pulling a prank. It's like, okay, you did know that was a risk though, right, guys? Like, I think that people live so safely in America now, feeling so comfortable that they're unaware that they could potentially still get punched in the face, because that's kind of like disappeared in America now. And I think that's a problem. I think we've got to reduce the punishment for knocking somebody out if they do something stupid. You know what I mean? Like, fighting should be not so demonized as it used to, as it has become.
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay, the guy that I rent my motorcycle from. This is why I was saying they're trying to do the logistics stuff. He's like saying, "Do you want to extend your rental of the motorcycle?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm going to extend, but I can't talk right now because they just tried to kill Trump and I'm on a live stream." And the guy writes back, "This is an Indonesian guy. This is somebody in Indonesia from a foreign country." Goes, "Yes, I'm watching the news. That is the Biden team, I think."
Yep.
That's their wow. Maybe. I mean, that's quite a theory. I don't think that's true, but that's what people around the world. This is international real-time reporting from Indonesia. The citizens of Indonesia, at least one citizen in Indonesia, his take is the Biden team tried to take out Trump. How crazy is that?
Yeah. I feel like, my theory, I feel like it's just one of these nuts were bound to do this, and they knew it. They were just waiting, and it happened. And the way I see the way the Secret Service did their thing, it just brings a lot of questions.
Why did you send this thing again? We already discussed that. Yes, we don't need to cover that.
No, because it's a good point.
It's the same point you made. You keep putting other people making your point.
Okay.
Just stand on your own point. Just stand on your own point. We agree with you. All right. Survival options. $5. He writes, in my lifetime, the USSS, what is that? U.S. Secret Service, let 3 presidents get shot. All 3 Republicans. Weird. Oh, that is such a good point. That's such a good point. And I mean, you can throw in the Kennedy one like a little bit earlier than that. I'm assuming you weren't alive for that, but yeah, that is weird though. That is weird that none of the Democrat. Well, but you know what it might be actually? It might just be, and I really think this. It might just be that Democrats just are more prone to violence than Republicans. Republicans are a lot more sort of like because like who killed JFK? It was a leftist. It was a communist, right? So,
well,
and
if
and
you
people
believe
think
that
these
story,
CIA and everything, yeah, I mean, okay, but whatever. If you're looking at the one guy that they've been able to finger as the shooter, okay, he was also on the left. But like the thing is, I see a pattern here. Leftists try to kill people. Conservatives, we're much more even tempered. Like at the end of the day, if somebody needs to die, like if somebody's trying to kill my wife, like I'm not married, but if somebody's trying to kill my wife, I'll probably kill them. Okay. Or I'll definitely stop them and I'll probably kill them. If they're trying to kill my kids, if they're trying to kill my brother, if they're trying to kill my nieces or my nephew, I will kill that person. I mean, maybe I'll take them out and they won't die, but I will attempt to stop them in such a way where
we could go as far as if you're in a mall and somebody's shooting people.
Yeah.
We might even try to take them out too.
We would take them out. But the conservative mind is, when is that necessary? The leftist mind is, when do I want to do this? That's the difference. The leftists will assassinate a president because they want that president, because they've been brainwashed into thinking that this is an existential threat, right? This is a threat to our democracy. That's what they keep saying. If you keep saying it's a threat to our democracy, this kind of crap is going to happen. Yeah, you are irresponsible. The media is irresponsible.
Yeah, and the person is literally Hitler. So, I mean, come on.
The person is literally Hitler.
Wouldn't you take out Hitler if you had the chance?
Sense, Yeah, exactly. The conservatives, we figure out when it's really necessary. Yeah. Leftists figure out, they get brainwashed into thinking it's necessary. All right, G-Man jumps in with $5. Thank you, G-Man. He writes, CNN headlines, Trump shooting being investigated as an attempted assassination. And then he writes, well, I guess it could have been duck hunting gone awry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, we should investigate this. Do you think this is an attempted assassination, Jason? Let's put our thinking caps on and go.
We have to look into it. We have to ask questions.
Let's hold on. Let me get my spyglass and look for clues. Let's see here. Nate's memes, $2. Who says, suspect is as DC'd as Biden-Harris's presidential run. Wow. I don't know. What does deceased mean?
Deceased.
Oh, deceased. Deceased. Okay, yeah. Suspect is as deceased as Biden Harris is presidential run. I assumed he meant dead, but I didn't understand really what deceased mean. Okay, deceased. That's pretty funny, actually. I love that.
Somebody brought up the whole he probably used an AR-15 for it, and I agree. You're gonna hear that now too. The gun crazed people that like want our Second Amendment gun are gonna bring this whole thing up.
Roseanne Barr tweeted, this is before the Biden came out and gave his speech. Can a staffer wake up President Crap Pants and to make a statement?
Well, I sent you the
Roseanne.
video, Chris. I sent you the video of Biden.
No, I said this
way
was
up there.
before Biden made his. Are you paying attention to anything I'm saying?
No, that
you
reminded
sent that
me.
video. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that reminded me.
I see. You weren't contradicting me. It's just random. Okay, I didn't see that. All right, I gotta scroll up and try to find that. Okay, so we have the actual video of Joe Biden's. Okay, yeah, I've got it here. Let's go ahead and present that to you folks now.
Thanks for coming, folks. I've been thoroughly briefed by all the agencies in the federal government as to the situation, based on what we know now. I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have been engaged in making sure that people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do. Okay?
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough. I've
messed up.
I don't have any facts, so I want to make sure we
He
have
did
all
fine
the
until
facts
that moment.
before I make any more comments. Thank you.
Are you worried for his own safety?
This just annoys me. This actually pisses me off. And the statement that, we don't know if it's an assassination attempt, that's just dumb. But the fact that he's like, there's no place for this kind of violence.
Yeah.
This is horrible, blah, 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 condemning it. You caused this. Your rhetoric caused this. He has no place to say that there's no place for political violence. You encourage this. They like to use the word fomented nowadays. It's a fancy word. They fomented this violence. They did exactly what they said that Trump was doing. Every accusation is a confession by those Democrats. We got a couple super chats in here. Do you want to comment on that first?
No, you're right. Yep. You said
Mino
everything I would say.
Mino Nunya says, fun fact, Gerald Ford had 2 attempts on him in 17 days. The first was the Manson family member, Squeaky Fromm. He was uninjured in both attempts. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Fascinating. Then Mino Nunya again jumps in, says, fun fact part 2. I forgot to mention that both attempts on Ford's life were by women. Moral of the story, men rule, women drool. Thank you, Vito. We appreciate that. That's great. Yeah, I don't know. Biden doesn't have any place to talk about any of this stuff. Honestly, I wish he would have just like stuck with the written statement. I don't know. People would have criticized him, though. He had to come out. He had to say something, but totally disingenuous. I don't believe any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Babylon B came out with, I think, one of the most profound statements. I think this sums everything up well that we've been saying today. Oh, sorry. I'll switch back. But they wrote, the party that called Trump Hitler for 8 years shocked as someone tries to assassinate him.
Exactly. My point exactly.
Sorry, my camera battery died, so I'm gonna replace this real quick.
But Joe Biden did fine. Like everything he said was fake. We all know the truth, but he did fine until that moment, until that question. That question really just screwed that whole thing that he said before that.
Yeah, but why would you say we don't know? We don't have all the information yet.
Yeah, exactly.
You should at least say, yeah, I mean, it looks like it was an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't, then I'll let you know. Maybe I'm mistaken, but
yeah, like
I mean, the report.
It looks like it was an assassination attempt, and we're going to do everything in our power to make sure that whoever was involved gets some justice and all that crap. Just crap like that.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't have to be unequivocal about it, but you can say, look, maybe it wasn't, but that's what it looks like to us, and we're investigating. We're going to like try to figure out who was involved. Yeah, bring justice to these people. You know, this kind of thing should never happen. Whatever. But I don't know. Like, to me, I'm just disgusted that he's even talking, because he's the reason this happened. But again, it ended up working out for the best, I think. And this guy who lost his life, he is a martyr, and he gave his life to show the world exactly, you know, this guy obviously is a Trump supporter. He's obviously highly motivated in politics. This man who's killed. I wish we had his name. I really wish we had his name. If his name has been reported, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to.
You know how I see it, like those first revolutionaries that were protesting, and when the British troops shot the crowd, and a couple of them, few of them died. This is how I feel like it's one of those moments.
Exactly. This guy gave his life to save the country, essentially. I mean, this guy's a hero. You know, he's it's a weird thing, right? To just be sitting there watching the president trying to have this moment, and your life has ended like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, you go to a Trump rally, that is the kind of stuff that could potentially happen, you know, because you know, there's these crazy people out there, you know, these leftists, and in the end, you know, it's an honorable way to go, to be standing there, you know, hoping and trying to support the president, trying to support this idea of getting rid of the corruption in Washington, D.C. So, you know, this guy, he needs to be memorialized. This guy, you know, the left memorializes people like flipping George Floyd. We need to memorialize this man who lost his life supporting Donald Trump and supporting.
And when the information comes out, who this is, and they give they need to put out some funds. We got to make this guy's family rich.
Absolutely.
And the other person that was injured. So I'm waiting for I'm waiting for when the fundraising comes out. We all have to give to these families.
Marie Mac jumps in. Charity ? Interact with your side chat because it's fun. Okay. I don't know what the charity thing is about, but I think our chat is one of the most fun chats on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Rebellions $5 says, I think he did fine until he was visibly upset by being asked if he thought it was an assassination attempt. Yeah, exactly what Jason was saying. So true. MMA Fix jumps in. He says, Biden thinks that. Okay.
Yeah.
MMA Fix, you got the jokes.
Yeah.
Jokes. Probably true, though. It's probably true. We will find out who did this. I'm pretty sure we got reports of somebody on a grassy knoll. Yeah, that's probably what he's saying. But I'm out of tweets. I haven't been paying attention. Have you been following the Twitter, my friend, the X at this point?
Let me do a new check.
Elon Musk has posted something else. He says, and he's writing this about the director of the Secret Service currently. Her name is Kimberly Cheetle. And Elon Musk says, so before being put in charge of protecting the president, she was guarding bags of Cheetos. Apparently she used to work for the Cheetos company or something like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody's posting this guy's face, this guy's bloodied face. If you go on Twitter, you will
I sent you another image. This one's
Oh,
Tim.
am I supposed to post this or am I supposed to just look at it?
You can post it. Yep.
All right, let's have a look here. Oh, this is the guy before he's died?
That's what's the claim.
This is the POS who shot Trump. Oh, yeah. From this picture, he does look like he's crazy. I hope it's not an innocent person. And this is not, I'm calling an innocent person crazy, but he does look like he's,
yeah.
You know,
yeah, he does.
You know who there's always that kid in school that you think, if somebody from my school turns out to like shoot the president, this is going to be the kid. This is that kid. I mean, this is what this kid looks like. You know what I mean? This is the kid where everybody's like, oh, this kid's a little weird. Probably got made fun of too much when he was growing up and wanted to make a name for himself, something. Yeah, he looks like a nut. I mean, hopefully this is actually the guy. This actually does look like the shirt that the shooter was wearing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The shirt matches. The shirt.
That's a weird thing. Yeah.
The skinniness.
All right, we got the skinniness for sure. We got another super chat here. Mino Nunez says, I heard that the patriot who lost his life at the rally was there with 5 family members. God, that's so tough, man. That is so tough. All right, Gorka sent me something. Let me go and see what this is. Yeah, Kimberly Cheadle, Director of Secret Service. Okay, so Gorka's posted about this as well. And he's written, so has she resigned yet? She's the 27th director. You know, this is the thing. I think the reason that people are posting about this woman, Kimberly Cheadle, I think we all realize this is a diversity hire, right? Like, you have somebody who's in. I mean, this is essentially part of our police force, right? Our federal police force, the Secret Service. That's how they function as a police force, essentially. And police officers typically are men, right? I mean, it's a masculine job. It's a job for men. Why would you ever have a female police chief? I've never understood that. Why would you ever have a female in charge of the police? The only reason you would have that is because, you know, community outreach or some nonsense like that. So I hate when they do that. Like, okay, yeah, people are going to be like, oh, that sounds sexist or whatever. No, I'm sorry. We have within us this predisposition for violence. We need to be able to be violent, to protect our wives, to protect our children, to protect our homes, right? That's in our nature. Women aren't predisposed for that. Why is it that you would bring in a woman to take on the responsibility of a force that exists to act violently? The police, the only reason they're there is to act violently. They must defend us against aggression, against other people, right? The police, the military, that's what they're there for. And so you wouldn't have a woman in charge of a violent group, you know, because it has to be organized violence. You know, this is constructive violence. It's not destructive violence. So I don't know. It just pisses me off whenever you have a woman in charge of any of this stuff. To me, it's like, oh, look how progressive we are. Yeah, they're so progressive. They almost got Trump killed. All right. Let's see here. Okay. This is another lefty thing that Jason wants me to post. It's again, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Let's see here. So this is some weirdo lefty named Danica something. I don't have her full name. She says, we were 2 inches away from democracy, but he missed democracy. These people are disgusting. Let's see. Florida sheepdog has jumped in and he said the Secret Service had worked for Pepsi Security. Okay, so that's what it was. That's why she was guarding Cheetos. Let's see here. Shunsui Kyoraku writes Demolition Ranch t-shirt. Demolition Ranch. What does that mean,
I
Jason?
guess that's what the guy's wearing, the shooter. That's a YouTube.
I see.
That's a YouTube channel.
Interesting. Demolition Ranch is a YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it's like Demolition Ranch. It's not called that anymore. He changed the name.
Right.
But
it's
it's
like
this
a gun
guy.
thing or
It's this
something?
guy that like he had a lot of like videos of him shooting guns on his ranch and stuff like that. But he mainly like he bought a hotel, an old hotel, and rebuilding it. He bought a mansion and rebuilt it. It's mainly like that, you know. His show. It's not.
He's just like a pop YouTuber.
Yeah.
Pop culture YouTuber. He does like.
Yeah, in no way there's a connection with that to this. But I don't think they were implying that by the chat, but yeah.
Babylon B, Trump Babylon B's always got the best headlines. Trump indicted for inciting assassination attempt. Come on, Jason, pay attention to these. This is funny
stuff. Say it again.
I know. He's got this ADD, you guys. He can't. Trump, Babylon B. This is a joke headline. Babylon B. That's why I took so long to set up Babylon B. This is a joke. I was trying to get your attention. Anyway, Trump indicted for inciting assassination attempt.
Oh man, that's hilarious. The people they have, those people. Biden needs to hire those writers.
I know, right? Well, I think Trump should hire some of these guys.
Yeah,
to spice up his speeches, you know.
Well,
but Trump's pretty
Biden's
funny
the one
anyway.
that needs it. Yeah, Biden's the one that needs it.
Biden needs it, but are they really going to work for him? Come on. James O'Keefe, just in photo shooter that we've seen that we haven't shared on the show because it's too graphic. Apparently, it's been confirmed to be authentic. So, according to James O'Keefe. Joe Biden has posted a tweet which he almost certainly did not write. No, forget almost. He has 100% did not write this. I want to ban assault weapons.
Yeah, you see? It's already there.
Hold on. This is 9 hours ago. When did the assassination attempt occur? This was before the assassination attempt.
So, by the way, Lisa Gibson, how did you know? How do you know I'm watching hentai? How do you know that?
That's weird. Okay.
She writes, Jason's on incognito mode watching hentai. That's why I can't concentrate on you, Chris.
What's hentai?
Japanese, like really like adult oriented Japanese anime.
Oh, like cartoon porn?
Yeah. Could be.
Gorka posted a video of this chick screaming that they missed Donald Trump. If you don't follow Gorka's Twitter, I highly recommend it. He posts amazing stuff, and he's posts a lot. I don't post that much on Twitter. I should do it more, but Nancy Pelosi.
I've been trying to post a lot. I need to get my my followers up.
Yeah.
Yes, people. At Jason T. Labrada, Labrada.
Seth Dillon, who runs Babylon B, wrote, "Why would you wish Hitler a speedy recovery?"
Oh.
I don't get, if he's Hitler, why thoughts and prayers if it's Hitler?
True. Yeah, he's right.
And that's the thing. They're like, he's Hitler. Oh, I hope he's okay. Okay, so wait, but he's not really Hitler then, because you would want him dead though, actually, if he was really Hitler, wouldn't you? So you've been lying, basically. Another lie exposed. There's another lie exposed.
True.
It's
very
a great
true.
take on it, actually.
Very true. And like you said in earlier, you said they can't use that anymore. They just can't.
Nancy Mace has come out. She said, "I'm praying for the family of the person who was killed at the rally. I pray that the other audience member that was injured at the rally survives their injuries." Yeah, for sure. "And I pray that the shooter that tried to shoot Donald Trump rests in hell." Nice. I appreciate that, actually. Yeah. Babylon B cites a CNN headline. Clumsy Trump hits head on bullet. Jason! For crying out loud. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's like talking to a
That was a good one.
All right, pay attention. Babylon B. This is a CNN headline from Babylon B. Clumsy Trump hits his head on bullet.
Say it again.
Even when he's paying attention, he doesn't get it. CNN headline. This is from Babylon B. They made up a fake CNN headline. Clumsy Trump hits his head on bullet.
Oh. That one's all right. That one's all right.
I thought it was pretty good. All right. Scott Adams, he's usually got a pretty good take. Scott Adams says, law enforcement will have their narrative, but from a hypnotist perspective, this is something I actually find annoying about Scott Adams. Scott Adams drew all the Dilbert cartoons, and he's kind of slowly becoming red-pilled over time. He's pretty hardcore red-pilled at this point. He had a little bit of a moment where he said, look, I, for many, many years, gave money to black charities and stuff. And he said, recently I figured out black people hate us. And he's like, so you know what? Let's not give to black charities anymore. Let's just not associate with black people. I think he went a little too far saying, let's not associate with black people. But, you know, the gist of what he was saying was like, the black community, quote unquote, they don't appreciate what we're doing for them. So why are we helping them? And it was actually a very good point that he made, but he got into some trouble for that. Borderline canceled. But he always has some pretty good takes. But he always talks about how he's a hypnotist, and that gives him some kind of special insight into things. And it's like, yeah, I get it, man. You're a trained hypnotist. I don't know how much. To me, I don't know how much that like gives you insight into things, but he thinks it makes him some kind of genius. But anyway, he writes, his takes are usually pretty good though. He writes, law enforcement will have their narrative, but from a hypnotist's perspective, this was a probability-based assassination attempt. I mean, that's kind of what we've been saying as well, is like, if you keep saying over and over again, the guy's Hitler, eventually somebody's going to try to kill you, kill the guy, right? In 2020, I got mocked for predicting on old Twitter that Republicans would be hunted if Biden got elected. That was based on the Hitler rhetoric, and the rhetoric kept getting worse. When Biden ran for office in 2020, the Fine People hoax, that's when the persuasion became lethal, literally lethal, but only probably. It's the perfect crime. Cernovich saw it coming. Tucker called it. RFK Jr. must have seen it coming. Alex Jones predicted it. I predicted it. You didn't say that, did you, Scott Adams? Mr. Reagan predicted it. I mean, we all did, right? Like basically every conservative was saying, if you keep saying he's Hitler, somebody's going to try to kill him. All right. So Jason Labrada has sent me a couple more things. So let's, James Lindsay. James Lindsay posted this like fake Facebook post from Trump that says marked safe from CIA assassination attempt. That's kind of funny. James Lindsay's pretty good. Before I get into Jason's thing, there's a couple of super chats here. David Chaston. Thank you, David Chaston. $10. He says, you should share the audio of the shooting about 10 seconds after Trump is down and listen to the woman scream. I know that sound. It's the sound of a wife seeing her husband dead. It is alarming. I don't even want to think about that. That's terrible. That's terrible. I mean, it is a tragedy, man. This poor guy and his family, the family. Florida Sheepdog 1, $5. He says, why did the Secret Service kill the only witness? Was looking forward to his interrogation at Gitmo, like Braveheart. Yeah, I mean, I think they had to take the guy out, to be honest, though, right?
Yeah, of course.
That he would have kept shooting, I think. All right, let's have a look at what Jason has sent me here. You sent me 3 things. The media owns what happened today. Yeah, I actually mentioned that one in my things, but we can post it if you want. Let's see here. New York Post. RFK Jr. says Trump's courage was inspirational with a fist pump after the shooting. That's quite cool. Hey. AB84 on X says, if you don't vote for Trump, you ain't black. I love that. I love that. And I actually already read this one out, but we can go ahead and present this one because I think it's important to actually have a look at what they did here. This is what the media was doing. Yeah. And Wokeness says the media owns what happened today. Look at this. American fascism, what it would look like. They created a Trump Hitler amalgamation, the New Republic. I mean, this is on their heads, really. Newsweek, the enemy within. Exclusive. The FBI targets MAGA as the 2024 election years. Yeah, they tried to make us look like we were the evil ones. We were the bad guys. We needed to be taken out. Of course somebody's going to try it. You know, this guy whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce, Bubble Bath Girl, apparently, says Trump said that the media is the enemy of the people, and he was right. That's true. I love these kind of memes. Hitler, he caused the death of 80 million people and tried to exterminate an entire race. Trump, he lowered your taxes and hurt your feelings. Was it 80 million people? I don't think it was that many, but okay.
I guess if you include like war deaths, I mean, it's like all round deaths.
I see. Yeah, maybe that may be true. Yeah, sure, fair enough. I was thinking the Holocaust. All right. Marie Isabella wrote, even now that the mainstream media are desperately trying to control the narrative, with CNN reporting that Trump fell in the rally. That's a great meme.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It's CNN force feeding liberals fake news. That's disgusting. But yeah, look at that. Okay, look at that image. Look at that image. I mean, that's just going to be that's the image, isn't it? I mean, that's just going to be.
I sent you the video alone so you could show it. Like,
did you send me the video? You want to play that?
Yeah.
All right.
I sent you two. I sent you the actual shooting, and then that part where he just starts saying that.
When did you, just now, or when did you send
it's
that?
up? Go all the way up. Well, I could resend it to you, so that way you don't have to
resend it because I'm gonna have to. It'll take me a while. Anyway, dark day in America, but great day for, I guess.
There you go.
The future of the country, because we got this in the bag now. All right, let's have a look at this. Let's cap this off. We're gonna leave the live stream shortly. But man, what a day! What a crazy day. Let's go ahead and. Oh, you sent it to me. No, I want the whole thing from the beginning. I want the whole thing.
You want the shooting too?
Yeah, everything.
I could send you the shooting part too. It's two separate.
Yeah, I want the whole shooting. I want everything. I want to see from the beginning to the end. I figured that you would have sent that already, but you never sent it to me.
Yeah, there's two videos there. The shooting one is the one that I just sent you right now.
Okay, and this is the full thing.
I don't think it's full, but right after that is what happens in the next video.
I see. All right, let me go ahead and share this with you guys, because I mean, sure everybody has seen it, but I just want to cap off the show with this, because it's so. I mean, this is just such a crazy thing.
Volume, Chris. I can't hear it.
Oh, the volume's on. So I don't know. I don't know what you want. Volume's on.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
But you see what happens here. Look at this. So he's shot. He goes, that kind of hurt. He looks at his hand. He's like, what was that? And he realizes at the same time that he's like, it looks like I think he's trying to look at his hand to see. He's like, is that blood? He's trying to see what happened. He's hearing the gunshots. He's feeling the pain. He's seeing the blood. And he's realizing this is the moment where he realizes, crap, somebody's trying to kill me. And then, boom. Okay, duck.
Yeah.
I know what to do. And these guys do come in, but look how long it takes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too long.
Okay, that's the first gunshot right there.
Yep.
3 seconds in. They get to him.
That's
okay. There's the first guy over there. Well, it was a second. It was only a second. It's like a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds. I guess it's 5 seconds. So it went from 3 to 5. So it did take him 2 seconds to get over there after the first gunshot. That's pretty quick, actually. It seemed like a lifetime, but it was 2 seconds. Okay, okay. So sorry, the gunshot was at 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So it would have taken him 3 seconds to get there. 1, 2, 3. It just seems like so long, doesn't it? But you know, human reaction time. You got to move your whole body over there. And
Yeah.
they probably just hadn't pushed him too far away.
What's the saying? Reaction is slower than action.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
And then
so
the
Dame
video, the
Yeah,
other
go on.
video is him with a fist.
Yeah. Dame Piglet jumps in. New t-shirt, bloody face, Trump fist pump fight. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to make that. I'm going to make that today. That's going to be a t-shirt I'm going to try to sell you guys. Dame Piglet, Trump fist pump, new toxic t-shirt idea. Yeah, for real. I mean, that's toxic masculinity, isn't it? I mean, Trump defiantly walking out, face bloodied, fist in the air. That's quintessentially masculine. That is true masculinity. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're good for today. That is a hell of a live stream. We love you guys. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all your messages. Obviously, we love Donald Trump. We're praying for him, praying for the family of the gentleman who was killed. He's been martyred essentially, and I look forward to hearing his name in the media, and I look forward to the rest of this election because I think that this was a turning point in American politics. And I think it was a good turning point. So I think as dark a day as this was a very good moment. All right. Well, that's it for us. We will see you on Monday. We're still coming back for the next show. So we're going to see you guys shortly. Remember, it's not that our liberal friends are ignorant. It's just that they want to assassinate us. Good night.